talk about today. Oh, man. Exciting times, people.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with...
All right, welcome everyone. It is Tuesday, May 16th, 2023. My name is Brian Craig. And of course, you're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Amanda, we have a lot to talk about this morning. And of course, we're going to focus mostly in on the Durham Report, which is huge. So many people have been indicted in this. Hillary, Strzok, Obama. You know, what a waste of a presidency Obama was. You know, Obama could have been somebody. First black president of the United States. In fact, he's the first black leader of a major nation. Can someone call and tell me, other than being the first black president of the United States, what other major accomplishment that he made? Pretty mediocre, huh? Pretty mediocre, unless you include spying on a presidential candidate for the opposition party. Think about that, though. I'm serious with this question. Other than being the first black president of the United States, name another important, major, historical, significant accomplishment of Barack Obama. You know, he could have done so much good. Really. Could have done so much good, but he's an idiot. Remember when he went to see the Queen? He gave her an iPod that had his speeches loaded into it? My God, she knew Churchill, and this guy thinks she's impressed with him. Oh, boy, I know. Biden indicted in the Durham Report. There's so much to cover, and I'm going to go through a lot of it. I want to hear your calls on it. And I'm already hearing these. I don't know if they're fake MAGA or just stupid people. No one's going to go to jail. No one's going to go to jail, so moving on. Let me get back to my transgender discussion. Listen. No one who's a well-known person is going to go to jail. That is correct. If that is your standard of importance, be prepared to be disappointed. Also, there's a lot of trolls out there that are fake MAGA that are like, you know, little spies who plant that stupidity and juvenile thinking in the people's minds to try to trivialize what has happened here. The media are going to drop this story as fast as they can. And the reason they're going to is they were getting, in the New York Times, they got Pulitzer Prizes for writing on fiction. They should take those prizes. It's like when they get the athlete that breaks the record and then you find out he's on steroids and they put an asterisk next to his name or take the award, whatever. The media, including Rachel Maddow, should be fired. Fired. She spent years. Oh, we got it. The Russia hoax, She went to Princeton. The media are going to drop this because for years they reported a lie. And for them to really, truly report on this, other than a speed bump, which is what they'll do, it would say that, well, you know what? We're not really journalists. Let me tell you, I remember I was listening National Public Radio. This was many years ago, and it was Diane Rehm. Remember Diane Rehm? She had a throat problem, and she talked like this. It was a very strange show. But she was interviewing this guy who had a book out, and he was the ABC correspondent for Moscow when the wall came down. And he talked about Pravda. And he did a lot of reporting on Pravda, which was the Soviet state newspaper. And he said when the wall came down, there was no journalism in Russia. There were no reporters. There were no writers. He says they had Pravda, but they never wrote a story or investigated a story or interviewed people. They just got the story from the party HQ and put it in the paper. They didn't know what to do. It took them years, and it seemed kind of ridiculous. But that's what we have in this country. CNN, ABC, Fox News lies, okay? Fox News, MSNBC, and all the rest are state-controlled media. They get their orders from the FBI, from the White House, from the Department of Justice, and they just go on the air with it. All right? And they don't have the ability to report. They used to, but they don't. They don't question. They don't investigate. Nothing. So the media are going to drop the story because they would have to admit that they were wrong for years, that they're not reporters, they're not journalists, that they're hacks, just like the people that worked at Pravda in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s in Moscow under the Soviet Union. And they're not going to admit that. Those New York Times reporters that got their Pulitzer Prizes, which set them up for life, my goodness, these people aren't even ashamed. If you win the Pulitzer for reporting on fake news and you're too stupid and partisan to pick up that it's fake news, do you really deserve the prize? And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to have a very short fuse for anyone who says, well, if no one's going to jail, who cares? All right, go vote for Ron DeSantis and go back in the Matrix, okay? Oh, my goodness. But I do want to hear your thoughts on this. And if I blow my fuse, I blow my fuse, right? That's what happens. It's life. Our number's toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I've had a bit of a hectic morning. I had a little bit of an emergency at the house. I've been up since about 1:15, 1:30 in the morning. And I left the house without my coffee. And I didn't realize until too late to go back and get it. So I had to go on the search for an open place to get my espresso this morning. I went to a Starbucks. And in 30 seconds, I experienced more virtue signaling than in the last 30 years in one place. So I go to the Starbucks, and what do they got out front? A homeless guy sleeping right out in front of the... Starbucks has a policy. They let homeless people live at their stores. So got a homeless guy there. The door is opened by this 20-something guy. Here we are in Florida, right? And he's wearing a winter cap, the beanie. I don't know what you call those things. And he thinks it makes him look cool. I don't know if he's covering up his bald head at 25 or if he thinks it makes him look cool. And then who made my espresso? I'm not sure if it was a lesbian or a transgendered person. I don't know. But a lot of virtue signaling going on. I almost feel like I remember... there used to be this restaurant. It's still there, but it's a different place now. There used to be this 50s diner on 17th Street Causeway in Fort Lauderdale, Joe's Diner. It's still there, but it's not. It may not be there. They may have tore it down for the port expansion, but it used to be a 50s diner. You'd go there in the 80s, and it was like traveling back in time, like the 50s. I feel like Starbucks is like a themed coffee shop. You step inside, and you're in Portland, Oregon. I'm in the Chaz. Or I'm in Seattle, and everybody in there is wearing costumes. I'm watching this guy with the beanie on his head. It's going to be like 95 degrees today. I mean, what is going on here? And I mean, how many piercings can one person have in their nose? It's just very bizarre. So anyway, I'm in a bit of a mood today, and I'm under-caffeinated. So if you're on hold, stand by, and my apologies. I'll try to contain my frustration. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Now, after the break, I'm going to get into all the Durham stuff. And big day, just huge. President Trump cleared yet again. Our number, 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-CANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Brian Craig here. Do you admire Donald Trump? Greatest president ever, as much
much as I do, then I've got just the thing for you. A spectacular print of Donald Trump that's hanging proudly in my home. This stunning artwork comes from the paintbrush of Michael Israel. He's the world's finest live-action speed painter. It's available in multiple sizes. Mine is 16 by 20, and this is a must-have for every patriotic MAGA American. But that's not all. A portion of each sale goes directly to President Trump's re-election campaign. It makes a great gift, too. Visit patrioticprintsusa.com. That's patrioticprintsusa.com. And let's make America great again. patrioticprintsusa.com. Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Margate on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road, because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone.
Got a package here from someone. I haven't opened it yet. Hear it? Listener sent this.
Landscapes and traverse the Great Canadian Rocky Mountains on the Rocky Mountaineer Train with bi-level glass stone coaches, August 15th through the 20th. The only passenger rail service that runs on the historic rail route connecting Canada from east to west. Are you ready to embark on this unforgettable journey? Head to briantrain.com and request a brochure. Book your spot now and make memories that will last a lifetime.
Yeah, yesterday, I had some packages yesterday that came in over the weekend, and I didn't open them till after the show. I didn't show you guys. I was going to, but then I got busy. But someone sent me a really cool Star Wars Hawaiian shirt. I'll open this up in a little while. I don't know if I can open this up without scissors. I'll see. We'll try at the bottom of the hour. I might have to go in the other room and grab something. And I don't know who sent it because they don't have their name on it. Maybe they tell me inside. If you sent this to me, let me know, because there's no name on it.
Comprehensive look ahead at the summer of country music, and Legally Blonde the musical comes to the Kravis Center. Read these and other stories in Florida Weekly. Available throughout Palm Beach County. Available online at floridaweekly.com.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, welcome back, one and all. I am Brian. It is the Steve Kane Show. Callers on hold, stand by. So I got about 3 hours and 15 minutes worth of sleep last night. Do I sound okay? I'm a little grumpy, but do I sound awake? I'm under-caffeinated too. Well, yeah, because, you know, that 3 hours and 15 minutes of sleep I got was well-rested REM sleep because I live in a MyPillow home. My head was resting on the MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology, which is buy one, get one free with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com. I'm sleeping on top of the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper 2.0 with cooling technology, which is 40% off and free shipping with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. And these are great Father's Day gifts, by the way. Dad will love the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper 2.0. I promise you. I love mine. It changed my life. The MyPillow 2.0, buy one, get one free. Great Father's Day gift. And, of course, I'm sleeping covered with the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, which are 100% Giza cotton, the finest cotton in the world, and that perfectly regulates your body temperature. And I know there's a deal on those too. Yeah, they're just $29.98 for the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. I want you to think about it. I got 3 hours, maybe 3 hours and 15 minutes of sleep at best, and here I am, rested, raring to go with an energetic radio show. That's amazing. That's Mike Lindell. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716 4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, I'm going to go to the phones. There's one opening at 1-888-GIL, KANE, 1-888-465-2631. Make that two openings. Someone just hung up. That's okay. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Yes.
Kathy.
Yes, Kathy.
And it's a freak show. You go to Starbucks, it's a freak show.
I know.
I took my daughter to the Apple store in the Palm Beach Gardens Mall. I didn't know what was going to come out of.
Yeah, I know.
So in the Apple store, and I go, we don't belong here. My daughter looks at me, she goes, I know. I said to the guy, I says, you must see a lot that's coming into the store. He says, yeah. He says, wait till you see the women that's going to come out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can't even tell if it was a lesbian or a transgendered person that poured my coffee. I don't know. I'm serious. I was trying to figure it out.
Really? This is disgusting, because this is supposed to be the generation to rule this country.
Well, you know what the problem is? We're not making babies. Everyone's gay or some other. They're not having sex that involves reproduction, and we're being invaded right now by foreigners at the southern border, and our people are all gay, not having babies.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got this, you have these, and then you have the parents over here of these kids. They don't say that you want to see a bigger freak show? Go to Universal. Oh, that's even another freak show, Universal, the people that go to Universal.
Yeah.
That's the whole topic right over there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely disgusting to see our future generation, what they are turning into. And where are the parents? Oh, the parents are their friends. They don't say nothing to their kids because you can't really talk about it because it's a touchy subject and we don't want to get in a fight.
You know, I saw over the weekend, Dear Abby, my daughter just came out as transgender. All of a sudden, people are coming out as transgender. It's a fad. It's a fad. It's like parachute pants and bell-bottom jeans. It's a fad.
And Capizios, exactly.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
I mean, where are we going? Where's America going?
What were those puffy pants we all used to wear in the 90s, like MC Hammer? You know what I'm talking about? Yes. What are they again? Z Cavaricis. Yeah, but the only thing is, the difference is, I can take off my parachute pants and Z Cavaricis, but if they turn my penis into a vagina, well, that's permanent.
I'm telling you, it's just like, this is like what's happened to our generation. These people are going to fight on the front lines. They're going to turn around and run away. They're going to be so scared of them. They're not men today. There's one man out there today. They're all a bunch of faggots.
Okay, all right. She was doing well. I knew she was building up to something. Oh my goodness. That's an old word. Haven't heard that one in a while. Let me let the delay build back up while I sip some coffee. If you're on hold, stand by. That's not one of the words, but who knows what's allowed now, you know? Every once in a while, we have to just let everybody know this is live radio. The calls are screenless. And not that she said anything that was inaccurate. It's just her word choice was a little salty. You know what I got in the mail yesterday, by the way? I ordered that chocolate from the Daily. Is it the Daily? Which one does Ben Shapiro own? The Daily Wire or the Daily Caller? The Daily Wire is Ben Shapiro. I got that chocolate. It took about 2 months to get here. The his, her, or the her, his. You know what I'm talking about? That transgender chocolate that they put out at the Daily Wire. I got that. And it was melted. It's in my refrigerator. I'll bring it in tomorrow. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Michael from Louisiana.
Hey, Michael.
You know, just to talk about the podcast from last night, those whistleblowers need to be protected. They really do. Because, you know, if you've got these people that are sending these whistleblowers to jail or disappearing them, that's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I was talking about this on my podcast last night, which you all should listen to, my podcast, the Brian Craig Show podcast. named the number 3 must-listen-to conservative podcast in America. Number 1 was Mark Levin. Number 2 was Glenn Beck's The Blaze. And number 3 was mine. And it's on all podcast platforms. But Marjorie Taylor Greene says the whistleblower that gave them the document from that file is under her protection. She told Bannon yesterday. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is personally in touch and protecting one of the whistleblowers. So they have not all disappeared.
Right. And that's the thing. Think about it. These people are taking their lives in their hands by coming out with this stuff, coming out with these documents and this information. And this information needs to come out. It needs to,
Well, and it is.
And like you said, all we want is the information out there. The thing with Hunter Biden's laptop that got stifled right before the election.
Yeah. I wonder, thanks for the call, Mike. About Hunter's laptop, he must have had like a 50 terabyte hard drive. I mean, that laptop has more information in it than any hard drive I've ever heard of before. Now, listen, guys, if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our bottom of the hour break. I got a gift from a listener. I'm going to open this up during the break. It's in pieces. I don't know what it is exactly. We'll find out during the break. And we'll go right back to the phones after the break. Of course, we're talking about the Durham Report. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
What do you guys think this is? What do you think it is? Any guesses? Let's find out. I don't have any scissors in here. I have the address if you want to mail me stuff. It's in the description of the video. If you sent this to me, let me know, because I don't know who sent this to me. Ah. This is for my daughter. It's a gift for my daughter. And my daughter, Emily. From Cassie and Helen. And there's a card in here to my daughter. And some very nice jewelry for my daughter. Well, she'll be coming home next month for Father's Day. She'll be here. I'll give my daughter this when she's in town on Father's Day. This is very nice. It's like a, I don't know what you call these kind of bracelets. Well, you ladies will know. What do you call these? It's really nice. And it's got really cool, some charms in there and stuff. And oh, wow. I will not open up the card. They sent this nice card to my daughter. Isn't that nice? Well, thank you, Cassie and Helen. Yeah, my daughter will be in town next month, and I'll give it to her. That is nice. She'll be excited. Thank you, thank you. Oh, man. Last night. How many of you listened to my podcast last night and heard me calling these evildoers cockroaches? I talked about that. I made that reference several times in my podcast last night. And President Trump, I think, listened to my podcast last night because he just 4 hours ago, which is 2:30 in the morning, he posted on Truth, "They are scum like cockroaches all over Washington, D.C." I mean, he said exactly what I said like several times on my podcast last night describing these people. Oh, my goodness. I think the president listened to my podcast. I know, I'm going to go through some of his posts. I was just reading through them. All right. Welcome, one and all. I'm Brian Carlos on hold standby. So, President Trump has been posting on True Social his responses to this beautiful and amazing Durham Report. Listen to this. This is President Trump 4 hours ago. So, it's like 2:30 in the morning. President Trump posted on True Social, and this first sentence is all caps. They are scum, like cockroaches all over Washington, D.C. Congratulations to John Durham on a report that is being praised for its quality, importance, and professionalism by friend and foe alike. That's President Trump's response to the Durham Report. All right, good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. I hope you get some rest.
Oh, yes.
I like this, Richie. I like to respond to Kathy and to your monologue. You are watching Kathy. You're watching what Brian said. What did President Obama accomplish? I think he accomplished a lot. He fattened his bank account. Him and his wife fattened it from a guy in a van smoking pot in Hawaii to fatten a white, and then he gave us Joe Biden, who fattened his bank account, while this country's been turned into a freak show.
Yeah.
He did say he was going to transform the United States.
Fundamentally change he said he was going to fundamentally change America, he said.
He did. This is what we got. We got that in the military from him also. Our military is the same. This was him. You remember you went through the waterboarding? This is the...
Yes.
Oh, waterboarding is torture. I mean, this is what you got. And if I was President Trump, I would sue the crap out of every news outlet in this country. Hey, he's a counterpuncher, and he's been...
Well, you know, obviously, all these people should be arrested, including Peter Strzok, all the way up the line, but they're not. So we got to deal with reality, not our wish list of what should. Yeah, we can't live in the world of should. The media, yeah, and listen, this is what we need. We need everyone who's on the Trump train, which obviously does not include Ron DeSantis. We need everyone on the Trump train to talk to everyone they know about this report, because what's happened, listen, none of these people are getting arrested or going to jail, okay? That's just the reality of it. We got to deal with that, okay? We just got to accept that and move on. But what's happening, millions and millions of people are being informed about something that they thought was just Trump whining for years about, that this was a hoax. And there are millions of Americans that are being red-pilled. The media aren't going to report it, so you've got to be your own citizen journalist and do some word-of-mouth advertising like I'm doing right now on the radio. You got to tell everyone you know about this. It's big.
Brian, you know what their response? I have a guy that's educated. He's visiting my friend from Seattle. This guy's educated. And he started with this Trump being involved with Russia. This was before the Durham Report. This was a day ago. And then when I started to argue with him, the first thing he said, you must watch Fox News. Response. This is their response to any time you try to straighten them out and tell them the truth. They tell you know.
He's probably a snob. He thinks he's smarter than you because he has a college degree and you're a bus driver, right? Typical liberal.
And he's from Seattle, which is...
Let me tell you, the dumbest people I've known in my life have advanced college degrees.
Yeah, it's really a shame. And like I said, Obama's done his job, and he's become a rich man. And Biden, he's getting away with all this.
Yeah, but listen, with all this race business that this country's gone through, Barack Obama could have been somebody. He could have done so much good as the first black president. And what did he do? He became an asset of the FBI, the NSA, the deep state, and was just in it like Joe Biden for the money.
I heard you quote on the radio, because I didn't read his book, but you listened to it. A white man's greed is a world in need. And I said to myself, what kind of a president of the United States would do this?
Yeah.
And you see him with Farrakhan, the picture that came out after the fact. And you know what you have here? A big racial pimp.
And if you, yeah. Barack Obama was the Chicago, Barack Obama was the Chicago organizer of the Million Man March. And Michelle Obama was in a women's group at the church with Farrakhan's wife. And, and my goodness.
The only reason they got into that position was white man guilt. We put them in there, and look what we got, the reward of the country, racial division, and it's disgusting.
Mm-hmm. All right, take care. And Richie and I agree. I don't know. That's You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Patty from New Jersey. How are you, Brian?
All right, Patty. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay. So I have to tell you, I'm like a poked hornet's nest. This one, we've got the Durham Report, which, like the previous gentleman said, Trump should go and start throwing defamation suits everywhere. Now, all of a sudden, I haven't heard you say anything about what's going on with Mayor Giuliani. Now, all of a sudden, something bad comes out for the Democrats, and now all of a sudden, here come the accusations.
Listen, if I were a single guy of any age, okay, before I had sex with anyone, I don't care what kind of relationship you're in, I would take out my iPhone and have them give me a video consent right there on video and preserve it, because you never... So this girl had sex with Rudy Giuliani, and now she's suing him and says that he made her perform oral sex on him while he was on the phone with Trump. Give me a break. I mean, how do you Rudy, first off, she's suing for $10 million. I imagine sex with Mayor Giuliani isn't that exciting, but it's got to be short. And how did he force her to perform oral sex on him? Because that involves a part of the body that has teeth that you can bite with.
Right, exactly.
And if some guy put a gun to my head and somehow forced me to do that, the teeth action would be, I think, an immediate response, wouldn't you?
Defense, right?
Exactly.
Number one defense. Yeah. So we're at a point now where number one, the Democratic Party, to me, should be labeled a hate crime party. The stuff that they've done, they need to be abolished and they need to be restarted over again, because they're being run by a bunch of crooks, criminals, thieves, you name it, it's all in there.
You know what? I want to ask you guys. out there. I'm going to start with you, but I want to have You're welcome to call in about any of your thoughts and feelings on the Durham Report, and I'm going to get into the details. But here's a question. See, now we know that the deep state did two things, right? In the first campaign, it was this Russia thing that's been totally debunked. And then in the second campaign, it was the 51 traitors in the intelligence community that signed off that the Hunter laptop was a Russian thing. And now they've all admitted that's not true. Oh, there goes the rooster again. What is it about Donald Trump that back in 2016, they said to themselves, we cannot allow this man to be president. We're going to have to come up with this fake thing Hillary's done for us, this dossier. What do you think the one thing about him made them make such a crazy move in 2016?
I can tell you, Brian, he's been saying it for years. Go back to when he was on Oprah's show, when he was on with Larry King. He has been sounding the alarm for years.
About what?
Everything about it all, about the way our country was going. And he sounded go back and watch those interviews. And, everyone always said, oh, are you going to...
Well, I'll finish your sentence. If you go back to the old Trump interviews, including the old Rona Barrett interviews, remember Rona Barrett? If you go at these old... I know a lot of you guys remember Rona Barrett. Trump was always talking about China. China. And my belief is what Trump did that was the thing that upset them the most, where they couldn't just ride out 1 or 2 terms, was resetting the trade deals. all of them have these crooked deals where they're profiting off of China based on the out-of-balance trade deals. And I think equalizing that around the world is the main thing. But for the life of me, I remember when Obama won the first time, and we'd get callers laugh, you lost. And I said, so what? He's going to be president 4 years, maybe 8 years, and then we'll be back in. I'm not worried about it. We'll ride it out. But they couldn't do that with Trump. So I'm really trying to figure out what's the one thing that they said, we just cannot have this guy running the country. And we got to do all these crazy illegal things to stop him. Even before he was president.
They knew that he is an American patriot, and they all knew that he wasn't going to stand for the corruption. They probably tried to pull him in, just like the time that they tried to pull him in with Jeffrey Epstein, and once he figured it out, he went, whoa, and he stepped back, and he's like, nope, don't want
kicked him out.
to do with that. The
Nope.
guy has been clean. He's been clean. They know he's clean. They know he's not corruptible.
Yeah.
And that's why they knew they could not. Everybody else they've gotten in there, they've gotten to go to their side. They've corrupted them with money. It's all about money.
Well, yeah, and my guess, it's all about China. We are a client state of China. Now, there's a lot of other cons, like their NATO con and everything, but we are a client state of China. We very well may have been conquered by China, and we just don't know it.
I'm beginning to think we're there. I mean, Brian, I had a huge farm upstate New York, all right? And I can tell you, any farmer, I'm going to say this whether anybody likes it or not, any farmer that sells their farm to any Chinese people, and I have nothing against Chinese people, but you know what? These are not our American Chinese.
But you don't always know. Like China's buying up residential homes, but they do it through 20 different companies, and you think it's just a couple guys from down the street that are buying the house, but it's really China. So there's a lot of these people that are selling. Well, yeah. Listen, I got to run for the break, but I appreciate the call.
Go ahead.
All right, take care. All right, we'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show. Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing and Building Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry for 40 years. We are originally from Connecticut, where our values and work ethic is second to none. We install all kinds of roofs, from asphalt shingle, clay and concrete tile, standing metal seam, slate tile, and flat roof systems. We work with homeowners, HOAs, commercial properties.
Not bad for 3 hours sleep. But 3 hours, 15 minutes, but I got 2 hours and 15 minutes to go. Then I got a couple hours of meetings after the show, so I got a long day ahead of me here for not getting much sleep.
Let our family take care of your family. Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602 or visit us on our website at laportacontracting.com. That number again is 954-604-4602.
Don't be late for a very important date. Join the Mad Hatter while feasting on a whimsical Sunday brunch, or go entirely.
I'm going to go back to the phones when we get back.
Elixirs all at the Bend on Sunday, May 21st, between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Dance with the Mad Hatter to the beats of DJ Lance on the proper grit terrace. Plus, enjoy photo opportunities with Mad Hatter's special characters. Fun dancing.
By the way, guys, if you have, this is a great Father's Day gift, patrioticprinceUSA.com. I have the link pinned in the chat. It's real cheap. It's less than $60 for this one. This is the biggest one. And they commissioned this artist, Michael Israel, for this painting, and then they made these limited edition prints. And I have one at home hanging on my wall. These make great Father's Day gifts. So I know some of you ordered yesterday. Go ahead and order yours. Isn't that cool? You can see up close. Yeah, I know the light thing. Isn't that nice? Pretty cool, huh? I love it.
1-800-716-4879.
PatrioticPrinceUSA.com, and it's pinned right there in the chat. Pretty cool. 45, 47 on the other side. Isn't that super cool? I love it.
Whatever it takes to move people forward, whether across the city or across the country. Because we're the movers who care.
Well, come on in. 3 men in a truck.
But you can still find us at twomenpalmbeach.com and twomentreasurecoast.com.
All right.
Take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the radio. That's right, the Steve Kane Show. Now, I've got a big announcement involving the Rocky Mountaineer train trip on the bi-level domed, glass dome train across beautiful Canada. It's almost completely booked. There's only a handful of seats left, and I would go there today and take care of this. By the way, when you go to briantrain.com, request a brochure. It gives you all the information, all the details, every little detail, including prices. briantrain.com, request a brochure. But also, there's an incredible video there that shows you this beautiful Rocky Mountaineer train. You will love it. You know, in that glass dome, all the seats and the views are unobstructed. You'll see the glass dome in the video. So go to briantrain.com. The train is almost full. And join some of the friends that you don't know you have yet that are in this great listening audience. So go to briantrain.com. That's B-R-I-A-N. briantrain.com. Request a brochure and take that trip. All right. We're talking about the Durham Report. How many times has President Trump been cleared now? Right? I mean, he's been cleared so many times and so many things. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, Rome, Wisconsin.
Hey, Rome. How you doing?
Oh, I'm still alive. I'm calling about your Starbucks. Kind of got me a little worked up, and
yes,
Kathy caller really got me going. So I called a few times about the place where my husband works, and they were all Trump, and then Biden came into office, and they're all Biden. That company my husband works for, they printed. Trump worked with them. They printed those little COVID cards that Trump mailed out, back in the
Wow.
So now they've gone totally woke, and they're becoming Bud Light, and it's ridiculous. My husband has been suspended because he refused to wear a rainbow shirt and carry a pride flag in this stupid pride parade. He says, "I'm not gay. I am not doing this." He got suspended.
Is he currently suspended?
Yes.
Now, listen, I mean, that's god-awful. I mean, have you sought out an employment discrimination attorney?
We're looking into it, yes.
I mean, they want him to wear gay pride clothing and carry a gay pride flag in a gay parade?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Who won't do it has been suspended.
That's insane.
Absolutely ridiculous how woke this company has become. They used to be a real good company, and then the owner, the father died, and the son took over.
Oh.
He was going to rule the world, and he, went public with it, and...
Well, there you go. It's like the Murdochs. Let me tell you, I've known so many guys who have died, left their businesses to their sons, and their sons wrecked the business. That's god-awful. That's god-awful.
See if he can get unemployment during this time, but we're not even sure.
Well, he hasn't been fired.
Right. He's just suspended.
How long ago did this happen? You sound really upset. How long ago?
Week.
Oh, my goodness.
Week.
So did they call him in and tell him in person?
What they did is he went into work. It's an hour ride to work every day. Hour there, hour back. And he went into work, and he went to log in. You have to log into a computer to clock in. He couldn't log in. They suspended everything, so he had no computer access. And he sat there working for almost 4 hours before the big boss came in and told them, if you don't agree to this. And they had a policy written up. I got it on my phone. It says, do you acknowledge the acceptable use policy that was presented to you? Yes, I acknowledge, and I understand the acceptable use policy. Or no, I do not acknowledge the acceptable use policy, and I understand this will result in deactivation of my account and activation to all system access.
So what was the nature of this parade?
It's the Pride Parade. We have a Pride Parade every year.
And the company sponsors it?
Yes, they decided to start sponsoring it ever since Biden came into office.
Companies sponsor all kinds of things, and I know a lot of times companies sponsor things and people go when they don't want to go because they want to make an impression with the boss. I've never heard of a company requiring people attend an event like that or they'd be fired. That's insane.
It's insane. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I'm really sorry. So they wanted him to wear gay clothes at the gay parade. What the heck? So what were they going to provide these rainbow clothes? What were they? Come on.
Yes, they had the shirts printed. Every year when they have their company picnic, you have to wear a shirt that they give you. And so they printed all these shirts for this Pride Parade, and they got all these Pride. They're even flying a Pride flag right underneath our American flag on the flagpole at the business.
So he's suspended, did they say for how long, or until he complies?
Until he complies.
Wow.
He has to sign that acknowledgement that I just read you. He either complies or it sounds like he's done.
I know calling an attorney is a long-term thing, but I would do it. What do you got to lose?
I know we don't got to lose anything, but it's just ridiculous that they're pulling this on the people. Let the people participate who want to participate, and don't make those who don't stand for that and who are not gay.
Is he going to be able to find another job nearby the house, or what?
Yeah, I'm sure he will. He's been working on starting a company where, at first he was doing the parts in China, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? You're not going to do that in China. I convinced them to make these tree stands and tree sticks over here in America, and so that's been taking off pretty good. But in the meantime, we were still using that for my health insurance. And
oh my goodness. So you're going to lose your health insurance. You have health issues.
yes. But I still have COVID long haulers, and so I'm still in physical therapy for that.
The liberals are just terrible people. For the life of me, okay, like for example, I'm Christian, I'm Catholic. I know a lot of our evangelicals will say I'm a member of a cult, but I'm Christian. If I owned a company, which and I had employees, I would not require them to go to my religious events. Or anything. If we had a Christmas party and they didn't want to come to a Christmas party because they're a Jew, or I wouldn't even consider. But liberals, you either comply or you can't eat.
They forced everybody to go to that Christmas party. People got sick. He brought home COVID. I got really sick. They're just forcing all this stupid stuff on the employees.
Well, as big as this company sounds, if you get a good employment attorney, you may have won the lottery.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, and you should do it. You should do it. And if the first lawyer tells you got no case, go until you find one who says you do, because you have a case. You just might be talking to some liberal jerks that don't want to take on the gays. Okay, so you may have to shop around, but don't take a lawyer telling you don't have a case, because you have a case. You have a big case. Plus, going back to the company made him go to a risky event that gave you COVID and nearly killed you, where you still have lingering health problems. But those liberals at that company, they don't care if you're dead. That's one less white supremacist. They think it's okay. They want you to die.
They do, and they force that vax on everybody, and
oh my goodness.
And we did it. Who got the vax? under the age of 40 who have just.
Well, listen. Call a lawyer. And you may. I'm telling you, because a lot of lawyers are liberal, and they'll tell you, got no. Keep moving through the yellow pages until you find a lawyer that will take your case. You've got a major case, and you and your husband may end up being very, very wealthy, because this is an instance of religious discrimination, big time, big time. Hey, Rome, Wisconsin, keep us updated.
Okay, thank you.
All right, take care. Yeah, liberals are terrible people. They really are. And you know what's so scary about liberals? They think they're tolerant. They're Nazi stormtroopers is what they are, but they think they're tolerant. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, hi, my name is Lana.
Hey, Lana.
I just wanted to mention about what another caller before this last one, which was great, but why did the deep state not accept Trump?
In 2016. What was the one thing that they said, we just can't let him be president?
Because he is a true American and an outsider who cannot be bought. That's why.
Well, Comey tried to blackmail President Trump. You know, that dossier, I'm up against the break, and I don't have time to get to the details. I will explain after the break. But you're right. He's got so much money, him and his family. They made it honestly, and they can't be bought, and they can't have that. But hey, listen, thank you for your call. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll continue with this after the break. I'm taking the calls in the order in which they were received. Great calls today, and please, prayers for Rome, Wisconsin. That is just god-awful. I knew something was going on as soon as I heard her voice on the phone. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. And remember, if you ever miss a portion of the show, Mike, our board op, every day about an hour after we get off the air, uploads the entire show to our radio station website each and every day, TrueOldiesFLA.com, TrueOldiesFLA.com. And you'll see he puts a lot of time and effort in it, time stamping everything, TrueOldiesFLA.com. And the shows are archived up there, too, forever. It's TrueOldiesFLA.com, all right? We're going to take our break for the top of the hour. Call us on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, back right after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the...
This is crazy. That call from Rome, Wisconsin, that is just god-awful. If you were in Florida, we would hook you up.
I wanted to tell you yesterday, so you remember how some of the callers and stuff were recorded?
Oh, yeah.
I went back on your YouTube.
Oh my gosh, you don't have to do all that.
I recorded the segments and just replaced the...
Oh my gosh.
Just put it in, so...
Oh, I hope you get paid for your time doing that. Okay.
I just say that shit like out of it.
Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate it.
Leave it like empty and make it sound like a problem.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
Like, that's the best part about your YouTube is you just go back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that.
So it was like, it saved me. I was like, hey, I could, wait a second, hold on. I was like, this might work, actually.
Yeah, I guess it did. Yeah, I'll go listen to it. I appreciate it. Yeah, if she was in Florida, we'd help her get a lawyer here locally with our contacts. But in Wisconsin, I don't have any legal contacts. That's just awful. Liberals are just bigots. And it's what blows my mind is they don't see it. They think we're the bigots, right? They're terrible people.
Traffic is service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Check out the inaugural Moneymaker Tour in the Poker Room in PBKC now through May 24th, featuring over $1 million in guarantees, trophy events, and poker legend Chris Moneymaker. The $500,000 guaranteed main event is set for this weekend, and this Saturday, watch, wager, and win on the exciting Preakness Stakes at PBKC. Go to pbkennelclub.com for
wounded several before police shot him dead. Two rival motorcycle clubs got into a gunfight in Augusta, Georgia. 2 people killed, 4 wounded. Authorities say more than 150 shots were fired. This is ABC News.
Leroy 71's back up. What's your 20? Over. Olivia needs more drivers. Her trucking company to go the extra mile.
3 more stops to make.
She wants to hitch a team to drive business forward.
Lots of double nickels on the 169. You know what I'm over? This driver shortage.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Scott Shannon here with a question. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera, you get a doorbell camera, and you get a doorbell camera. I wish we had them for everyone, but the first 40 true oldies channel listeners to call 833-283-5050 will get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with installation of your Sloman shield. You can see your home right from the palm of your hand. And that's not all. Sloman
Insane.
gives you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3-arm doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 true oldies channel listeners that dial 833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman shield. So call Sloman's now for this limited time offer, 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050.
Roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us, on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back. Call us on hold, stand by. I'm Brian Craig. Hour number 2 has begun. We're talking about President Trump being cleared yet again with the Durham Report, and we'll get into more details of that as the show goes on. But let's take another call or two. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Millie. I'm calling from Connecticut.
I hear you fine.
Okay. I'm an American whistleblower, and I'm stuck in a big case called, well, I don't know how to explain it, but it's called Grab the Pussy.
Oh, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Yes. Oh, my goodness. Second time we had to use the dump button today. Oh, my goodness. If you're on hold, stand by as we wait for the, yeah, that was nice. That was nice. I'd not heard a woman use that word. I don't know if ever. Really. I mean, that's something. Class act there. That's the left. Now, while we're waiting for the delay to build back up so I can take more calls, oh my goodness. You know, the reason I had arthritis was from hitting the dump button on this show so many times over the years. Do you know that? That is true. Yes, yes, yes. But while I'm waiting for the delay to rebuild, I want to tell you guys about the Russian dossier that just cleared Trump. Now, we did not need years and millions of dollars to clear Trump. The Hillary Clinton dossier is so absurd. Anytime I tell people what the dossier said, they don't believe me because it's so absurd. Now, that he was a Putin puppet, right? President Trump, that's what they all allege. Russia, Russia, Russia. Comey, I call him J. Edgar Comey. And if you don't get the reference, you're probably a Democrat. But J. Edgar Comey took that Hillary Clinton dossier that was given by Steele to John McCain, and then what a joke, then to Comey. Comey tried to blackmail President Trump with that dossier. Remember when President Trump was president-elect, and he was holding court in Trump Tower in New York City, and we had that stationary cam in front of the elevators, and we saw all these very self-important people come in and out of the elevator to kiss President Trump's ring. Comey went there, and he threw the Russian dossier down on Trump's desk, and he says, we can either investigate this or it can go away. Wink, wink, play ball, or we're going to... And Trump said, get out of here. So they started the Mueller investigation. The Russian dossier, this is what the Russian dossier alleged, that Hillary Clinton paid for and all this stuff. Okay? And this is how they say he was compromised with Putin. They don't ever talk about what was in the dossier because it's so absurd. Do you guys know what the dossier says? Now, this is not for children. So put your hands over the ears of your children or grandchildren if you're taking them to school. Okay? I'll give you a 3-second countdown, then I'll tell people what's in the dossier. I'm not going to use any words that are inappropriate, but I am going to describe something. All right? 3, 2, 1. All right, got the kids and grandkids' ears covered now? No, don't turn off the radio. Turn the radio up. Just cover up their ears. The Russian dossier that Hillary Clinton paid for with the British intelligence agent Christopher Steele said this, that Donald Trump hated Barack Obama so much that when he traveled to Moscow for the Miss Universe pageant, President Trump stayed in the same hotel room that Barack Obama slept in, and in the same bed that Obama slept in when he was in Moscow. And that President Trump hired 2 Russian prostitutes to urinate on the bed while he pleasured himself watching in the corner. And Putin videotaped this with high-definition video and audio, and Putin was using this to blackmail President Trump. Yeah, I know. Isn't that ridiculous? I mean, who would even believe something so stupid, right? We didn't need hundreds of millions of dollars in investigation. They give Pulitzer Prizes to New York Times hacks for covering that story. That's what the dossier said. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And first off, they're the ones colluding with Russia. Russia is obsessed with urination. And it's true. And, you know, in my college studies of history, studied a lot about the Nazis and World War II. And Russian interrogators, Nazi higher-ups that were in Hitler's inner circle, that were interrogated by the Russians, talked a lot about how Hitler would hire, I don't know if he hired, he would just command them, but would have prostitutes over, German prostitutes, and a lot of urination was involved. Sometimes on him, sometimes on them, sometimes on beds. Russians, I don't know what it is with Russians. It's like the Muslims like to hit things with their shoes. They take their shoes off and hit them. The Russians have this urination obsession. Okay? And anything that talks about urination involves Russians. So that's what the dossier said. And, I mean, come on. That's just, you know, come on. I cleared Trump years ago. As soon as I heard about it, I cleared him. Because, you know, and when I found out what was in it, that's why they never tell you what's in the dossier, because it's so stupid. All right, the delay has built back up. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. This is Yumari from Florida.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I got 2 points to make. Okay, number 1, that's the most dumbest story with President Trump. Everybody knows he's a germophobic. He's not going to go in there and pee on somebody or watch anybody or release himself. The man is squeaky clean. They got nothing on him, and he's going to continue to be cleared with the grace of God. God chose him.
You know, he's been cleared. He's been cleared by Durham. He's been cleared by Mueller. He was cleared by Liz Cheney's Kangaroo Committee. They found nothing. I mean, how many times does this guy have to be cleared?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And he's going to continue to be clear because they just want to keep coming up with dumb stuff that don't even make any sense. And Hillary, right now, that woman should be in prison. I don't know why she's not.
She is in prison. She is in prison. She's forced to live with her husband, Bill Clinton, and they hate each other. That's a prison for them both.
That's good. Absolutely. And number two, I just wanna say that prayers for Rome. I was listening, and the same thing is going to me soon. I'm probably gonna get suspended soon.
What do you mean?
Mandatory training at my job for sex orientation, and
Wait. You have a job where you have to take a test involving sex or sexual orientation. What do you do for a living?
I work for a hospital.
Okay.
And
what do you do at the hospital?
I schedule primary care physician appointments.
So, okay, you schedule appointments for people in the radiology department. What do you need to know about sexual orientation?
I have no idea.
How does that involve your job?
And gender identity. And we're supposed to start asking people what pronouns they would like to be called before I start scheduling. Like, I'm supposed to let them know that I'm going to be telling them the pronouns that they want to hear.
Listen, this is what you do. When I went to college as an adult, okay? And I had liberal professors and liberal questions, and I just gave them the liberal answers they wanted because I had to get that degree, right? It doesn't take their stupid test, give them the answers they want, and do what you got to do, okay? Do what you got to do to keep your job.
Emailed DeSantis 3 weeks ago, and I have yet to hear from his office.
Well,
So.
Yeah, really. So what do you got to do? So you got to take a written test about trans stuff and gender stuff? Take it.
Yeah, apparently it's on the computer, and I have to learn how to, I don't know, my mom taught me already how to do sexual orientation. I don't even know why I have to do that.
Yeah, I know. As adults, we got to relearn these things. Broward County, I grew up in Broward County. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. My mother lives in Fort Lauderdale still. Broward County is more corrupt than Cook County, which is where Chicago is. It really is. It always has been, and it's always been run by Democrats, and they're evil. The Democrats used to lynch black people in Broward County, and now look what they're doing. They're lynching in another way. Conservatives and Christians. But don't let anyone con you into walking away from your job. Take their stupid test and give the answers that they want and keep your job until you can find a job somewhere else where you don't have to worry about such stupidity. I'm serious.
Yeah, I think
it's
my job, so I have to take it, and they'll just keep shoving this stuff down our throats.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Broward is lost. It really is lost, and it can't be saved. Listen, I got to run for a break, but good luck to you. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Brian Craig here. I've been telling you about how my chiropractor, Dr. Phil Appleton, has rid me of pain from a knee injury and arthritis pain with his laser away pain treatment. But don't just take my word.
It's easy for you to tell her to stand up for it. You're not risking your job. That's, she's got a family to support. I love these people that tell her to stand up. What are you putting on the line?
I want to thank you guys once again. I've listened to this show since the mid-'80s. Thank you for introducing me to Dr. Appleton, Brian and Steve. I went in there last week. I had a knee problem. One session, I feel so much better. I brought my mother there yesterday. She has a problem with her right side or her arm. She's right-handed. She feels better. It's amazing. And for people out there that are dealing with pain, believe me, there is an alternative. Go in there for the free consultation. FREE free. You will lose. The only thing you'll lose is the pain that you're dealing with. Do not suffer. Go in to see Dr. Appleton. The greatest visit of your life.
Give Dr. Appleton a call right now. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com. Open Monday through Saturday. Appointments not necessary. And walk-ins are welcome. 954-973-0710.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates, it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Brian Craig here with a question for seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a healthcare advocate at the touch of a button? Would that make life easier for you? You can with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will help you set up doctor's appointments, help with your pharmacy, even deal with your pharmacist to make sure that you have your prescriptions. They'll help you find a doctor, including a specialist. If you've been billed improperly by a doctor's office or a
Well, until you can find another job. Yeah. Until you can find another job. Don't leave until you find another job. You know? Unless you can afford not to work. You know?
Call Debbie at I Will Advocates right now. Toll free 1-877-275-2326. 1-877-275-2326.
At this hour? You just got back, David? They're open already? All these people telling you to stand up and quit, what are they risking? You know? Nothing. It's easy for them to say. Don't. I agree. Yeah, Rome's husband shouldn't quit either. If you quit, you lose the case.
Online, anythingscooters.com.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All righty, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Callers on hold, stand by. If you're suffering with pain, listen up. Stop suffering. Call Dr. Appleton. He's my chiropractor. He wants to be your chiropractic physician. His laser wave pain treatment works. You've heard me talk so many times about what a great job. He's rid me of pain 3 times. And 3 different types of pain and 3 different types of my body. My arthritis pain, after 1 treatment, gone. My shoulder pain, most recently, 1 treatment, gone. My knee pain, 2 treatments, gone. It hasn't returned. None of these pains have returned. You don't have to live with pain. Living with pain is not a part of growing old. His laser wave pain treatment works. There's no injections, no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. All right? Appointments are not necessary, and walk-ins are welcome because Dr. Appleton knows when you are in pain, you need help, you need relief now. Okay? And by the way, no appointments and walk-ins even on Saturdays. He's also open on Saturdays. And this is an important thing. Last time I saw Dr. Appleton, he told me something that other chiropractors do that is such a, I don't know, is it okay to, a racket, a scam? With Dr. Appleton, it's pay as you go. He told me other doctors put people on these payment plans for treatments. Well, in my case, in 2 of my 3 times he helped me, just 1 treatment. And I was pain-free. And 1, 2 treatments. I don't need 12 or 20 or 30, however many they make you pay for. This is crazy. He's a great guy, Dr. Appleton. I love him. He's changed my life. You can find him online at appletonchyro.com or call 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Berta from Texas.
Hey, Berta.
The show that it's killing me. But you're absolutely right, Brian. If they can hold on to their job, do it. I went through an experience that working in the field. I'm against abortion. I was hired into a GYN office not knowing they do, termination. And I said, well, I can't do that. I can't do that. Well, you have to. I said, well, why didn't you ask me in my interview, how do you feel about terminations? And at least because it's illegal to ask that question. So, they were right because they can't make a judgment if I am or for, termination. I didn't make it 2 weeks to do that. 2 days.
Yeah, well, that's different. I mean, you took a job at Auschwitz, right? You didn't know it. You didn't know it. No, exactly. You didn't know. You found out you're at Auschwitz. You got to walk away from Auschwitz. That's different than the radiology department. But, I'll tell you.
Brian, I felt it. Economically, I was a single mom. I didn't make rent. It was hard to find a job. That's why I say if you can, hold on. But at the same time, that was the hardest thing I've ever had. And I still stand strong in my beliefs.
I don't get gynecologist. I remember I went to the gynecologist office once with my wife, and there were 3 types of women in the gynecologist office. Right, there were women like my wife getting, I don't know what women do in there. I don't need to know. Then you have pregnant women in the waiting room at different stages of pregnancy, and then you have that are expecting, and they want to get updated on the pregnancy and make sure that the baby is well. And then you have a 3rd type of woman in the waiting room at a gynecologist's office. They're pregnant, but they're there to terminate it. And a gynecologist will have 2 exam rooms. One is an expected mother who's all excited. They're doing the sonograms. In the other room, they turn in the other exam room. They turn into Dr. Mingala. I mean, these are sick, twisted people that will burn in hell.
Brian, and the worst part about it is they all attacked me. Oh, give it to Berta. Give it to Berta. Give it to Berta. And I would shake going into a room. But I was a single mom. I was 29 years old. It was Miami, and I would shake, and I kept praying Our Father the whole time, asking Him to forgive me because and everything. But I couldn't do it the second time. But I felt it. We had no water.
So what happened? What did you do at the office? What was your job?
I work at the clinical part, so I assisted bringing the patient.
Oh my God! So you assisted in an abortion?
I had to, yes.
Oh my goodness! What did you do in the? It's okay. I'm it's not for me to judge. You were young.
I prayed the whole time.
Oh my goodness!
It was the worst experience in my life.
Do you? Let me ask you. Is it still weigh on your soul? I mean, do you think about it a lot?
Every day, and I ask God for forgiveness every day.
Mm.
Because you see, I was torn between. I needed to feed my child, and this is a job. I wish I would have known. I would have taken the other job that was a little bit further, paid less. It was, I think, by Baptist Hospital in Kendall. I would have taken that job, instead of that paid less, but didn't have to do terminations. You know what I'm saying?
That's the hospital my daughter was born in, Baptist Hospital in Kendall. That's listen, that's a tough thing, but you did the right thing, and you were young.
Brian, I understand when people say, we need this job. I understand if Rome's husband has to wear the shirt. I understand. I'm not going to be critical because you know why, Brian? Because I was there. And I'm not a bad person. I just prayed. When that happened, I asked God for forgiveness, and I kept praying. I'm Catholic. I prayed the Our Father, and I prayed the Hail Mary to forgive me, and then I couldn't do it anymore, and I quit.
Did you ever tell the priest in confession about it?
Yes, I did.
What'd the priest say?
To go there and do a couple of penance prayers and everything, and I keep doing it. I still feel like, Brian, this is what I feel. I don't feel that I was there to help. I felt like I had one.
Well, you know what though? But you know what though? I got a break. I'm late, but I'll say this before we go. But the break's late, so. But here's the thing. Think about it this way. All right. How many people? You were 29. How many people over the years have you told this story to? So So you, like you're doing now, you're telling thousands. You very well may have saved who know how many lives, how many babies have been born because you shared your story and someone didn't have an abortion. So,
My story, and not only that, I shared my story with my first child. Everyone wanted me to abort him. He's here because I fought alone for him.
yeah, sometimes people tell my mother that she should abort me still, I think. Yeah, you know. But hey, listen, I got to run, but believe me, you've done that terrible, god awful moment in your life has I promise you.
Yeah, I'm still doing my best.
I promise you there are people alive today who would never have been born if you weren't sharing your story. Listen, Bert, I got to run for a break. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show.
Wow, these calls today are amazing. I mean, what people are really sharing. This is like Dr. Laura today. These are great calls. By the way, new sponsor to the program, PatriotPrinceUSA.com is the link is pinned in the chat. So they hired this painter, Michael Israel, to do the original, and then they're offering these prints. They come in 3 different sizes. This is the larger size, and they're very affordable. So if you want to support our radio station, click that link, PatriotPrinceUSA.com, and buy your Trump print. I have one on the wall at home, and this is really super cool, isn't it? You guys like that? Isn't that nice? I'll put it up close. Isn't that a great print? This makes a great Father's Day gift. If you're not watching live, you can go to the chat. It's pinned there, PatriotPrinceUSA.com. Beautiful print.
And we have some slowdowns also on 441 North and southbound passing Lake Worth Road. This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida. Hey shoppers, this is a local farmer letting you know that Florida.
Oh, these calls today. I mean, my goodness.
The Sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com or the Florida Department of Agriculture. That's traffic. Chris Barr.
Traffic is service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Check out the inaugural Moneymaker Tour in the Poker Room at PBKC now through May 24th, featuring over $1 million in guarantees, trophy events, and poker.
He's all taken care of. Don't worry.
The $500,000 guarantee main event is set for this weekend, and this Saturday, watch, wager, and win on the exciting Preakness Stakes at PBKC. Go to pbkennelclub.com for more information.
Brian Craig here. When it comes time to get my blood work done, I don't have time to spend hours in the doctor's office or waiting hours.
Yeah, this one, let me see, the sizes that the print comes in is, this one here is 16 by 20. It comes in a 13 by 19 and an 11 by 14. And it's a great Father's Day gift. And remember, when you buy the print, a portion of each print sold is donated to the official President Trump 2024 presidential campaign. And also you're supporting our radio stations and everything else too. So that's a good thing.
Any lab test now of Coral Springs. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalwood Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard on the east side of State Road 7, 441.
And these are only going to be offered for a limited time, a very limited time, and then they're not going to offer them anymore. They have a limited number of prints that they're going to offer, and that's it.
Any lab test now of Coral Springs number is 954-906-5983. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the radio.
Hey, it's Vic from the TLC, and I'm living proof that the One Life Health and Performance customized weight loss plan works. Thanks to the personalized services of Dr. Winnard and his team, I am down 45 pounds. I feel great. I went from a 36-inch waist to a 32. I stopped snoring, and I no longer need that annoying sleep machine. Thanks to One Life Health and Performance, I am starting to live my best healthy life.
When you become a patient of One Life Health and Performance, you can be sure that your health and wellness goals will be personalized and achievable. Our team will be by your side every step of the way to make looking and feeling your best not just a dream, but a reality. Visit OneLifeHealthAndPerformance.com to be your best, most healthy self today. OneLifeHealthAndPerformance.com.
Experience awe-inspiring landscapes and traverse the great Canadian Rocky Mountains on the Rocky Mountaineer Train with bi-level glass dome coaches, August 15th through the 20th, the only passenger rail service that runs on the historic rail route connecting Canada from east to west. Are you ready to embark on this unforgettable journey? Head to briantrain.com and request a brochure. Book your spot now and make memories that will last a lifetime. That's briantrain.com and request your brochure. Brian Craig here. Are you looking for a reliable scooter sales and repair shop? Look no further than Anything Scooters. When my scooter broke down, Anything Scooters took care of everything for me and had me back out on the road in no time at a great price too. They have a huge inventory of scooters for sale, both new and used. They offer financing. They also accept trade-ins on all new and used scooter purchases. So don't let that old scooter gather dust.
I'm going to do something that I probably shouldn't do when I get back, but I'm going to do it.
They've got you covered. Their expert technicians can handle anything from simple oil changes to engine rebuilds, even high-performance modifications. At Anything Scooters, they use only top-quality oils and replacement parts to ensure that your scooter runs like it should. They're very friendly and they have great customer service. Visit anythingscooters.com or give them a call directly. 954-226-8710. 954-226-8710. 954-226-8710. Online, anythingscooters.com.
La Bamba Restaurant, a family-owned, authentic Mexican restaurant for 33 years. Come on in for a delicious taco salad, steak quesadilla, or a cold margarita. La Bamba is located at 730 US Highway 1 in North Palm Beach. Check out labamba123.com.
Join us for Moments of Scripture, hosted by Jan Coleman every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m. We will read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who listen in the name of our Lord and Savior. Moments of Scripture every Sunday at 6 a.m.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian. Great calls today. The show's turned into Dr. See, this is what radio's supposed to be like. You know, people sharing. Great calls today. And the people that have called in today, the women who have shared their stories, thank you so much. And you're helping a lot by sharing your struggles. You know, it's really amazing the oppression that good, moral, Christian, conservative people are facing in this country, huh? It's amazing. You're on the air.
Hi, my name is...
Yeah, I know that you got to go back for a second time after the first one. Yeah, go ahead.
For a second time after...
Turn down the volume of whatever device you're listening to us on.
Can you hear me now?
No, you got to turn the volume down in the background.
Turn the volume down in the back.
Oh my goodness. Yes. What other round is there? All right, go ahead. Here we go.
Hold on.
Oh yes.
My name is Millie.
Yeah.
Respectful conversation, if that's possible. Can we have one?
Well, that would depend on you.
I can have a respectful conversation.
Okay.
I'm from Connecticut. I'm a civil rights advocate, and I'm a journalist. And I was targeted by the Trump administration because I was Puerto Rican and I was best in what I do. I'm the best advocate in my state, in Connecticut. I made it to the Historical Society with 5 accolades and law.
Okay, so what did you report on that caused the Trump people to come after you? Yeah, there. See, I told you. See, that I knew that was her from before, and I had to hit the dump button. And she's been on hold for about 30 minutes. And the reason I put her back on, and I knew it was her before I took the call. In fact, I said off the air to people in the chat room, I said, I'm going to do something when I get back from the break that I probably shouldn't do, but I'm going to do it anyway. And what I was referencing was taking that lunatic lady's call that used a word that I've never heard a woman use before, and she did it twice. And it's unfortunate that I have to dump that word because I'd like... She used the P word for vagina. She's calling back again, you know. She used the P word, okay, for vagina. And I wanted to show you, the reason I took her call a second time is, and I'm not going to do it a third time, lady, okay, is because we had these fantastic calls from these amazing women in the last 30, 40 minutes, right? Berta from Texas, Rome, Wisconsin, and I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the middle lady, who just told these terrible stories of oppression that they're faced and that things that they've dealt with as moral, conservative, decent women at the hands of low-life liberal scum. And the reason I took that lunatic's call a second time is because I wanted you to hear the difference between a MAGA woman and a Democrat woman. And you heard it, right? You heard it. We had these three amazing women call in, sharing these stories and experiences and sharing their emotions and their conflict and the relationship with the church and how this all happened. And then we get a Democrat woman calling in. You see the difference? And I'll tell you, that lunatic that likes to use the P word, you know? I'm telling you, I've never heard a woman use that word before. Maybe I'm sheltered. I've heard others use that word, but I've never heard a woman use that word before. Now, publicly, I don't think ever. I'm really racking my brain. I can't think of it. Time when I've heard a woman use that word. She used it twice. I had to dump it. I heard it. If you're on hold, you heard it. If you're on hold, you get to hear. That mindset of that woman is what's running this country right now. They're evil. They're sick. They're mental patients. They're tyrants. They're Nazis. And, you know, this Durham report, the people behind this Durham report, Peter Strzok and J. Edgar Comey and all the rest, they're like that lady. That's how they think. That's their mentality. That's their maturity level. And it's a pretty frightening thing, isn't it? So if you're on hold, stand by. I do want to get into some of the details here of the Durham Report. And the Durham Report is a beautiful thing. And, you know, we all knew Trump didn't do any of this stupidity years ago. But there's an article in Breitbart. This is part of the Durham Report. Barack Obama and Joe Biden, when they were president and vice president, were both personally briefed by then CIA Director John Brennan in 2016 that the CIA had evidence of Hillary Clinton planning to falsely link Donald Trump, who was a presidential candidate at the time, to Russia. This is according to Durham's report that was released yesterday. Did you get that? Biden and Obama were privately briefed by the director of the CIA and said that Hillary Clinton's getting ready to run an illegal op. The Durham report said the intelligence came from a highly significant intelligence source that Hillary was about to do this, from a trusted foreign source pointing to a Clinton campaign plan to vilify Trump by tying him to Vladimir Putin to divert attention from her own concerns relating to the use of her private email server. Brennan, who was the CIA director at the time, and remember, Brennan had his security clearance stripped by the great President Trump. Brennan briefed Obama, Biden, and Loretta Lynch. Remember Loretta Lynch in that private meeting on the tarmac, on the plane alone with Bill, talking about the grandchildren lie that they told? Brennan briefed Obama, Biden, Attorney General Loretta Lynch, FBI Director J. Edgar Comey, and other senior officials days after the tip was received. There were handwritten notes from Brennan that showed he briefed about the approval by Hillary on a July 26, 2016 proposal from one of blah, 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 blah. Now, today is going to be the first White House press briefing since the whole report has been released and digested by the press. There may be a question or two to Jean-Pierre so that they can feel like they did their job. Do not look for the press to cover the details of this story. The press are so desperate because this story shows that they're fake news. When President Trump says they're fake news, this Durham report proves that they are fake news. And they're not going to report that they were reporting fake news for years. on their platform, whatever, if it's television, print. They're just not going to do it. But that's okay. And Richie the bus driver called in during the first hour of the show, and I told him this, and I want to tell you guys again. What you all need to do is tell as many people as you personally can in any way you can, in person. Tell your neighbor, put it on your social media. Do what I'm doing. Speak out publicly if you have the ability to about this Durham Report and spread the word that way. Millions of Americans have been red-pilled in the last couple of months. And it's been a bad couple of months for these evildoers of the Uniparty, right? This Durham Report was devastating. The CNN town hall, devastating. Ron DeSantis outing himself as a never-Trumper snake, devastating. That's why he's over 50 points behind in Kentucky. They're having a bad time. The question is, what are these evildoers going to pull this time? Last time, they had the 51 corrupt intelligence officials say that the Hunter Biden laptop from hell was Russian disinformation. The first time was this. What are they going to do this time? Who knows? We'll find out, because they're going to pull some stunt. These are sick, twisted people like that lady caller. Shouldn't call her a lady, but how else do I describe her? But that's okay. We know, you know, the president knows, and millions of people have been red-pilled about Trump, because all these things, Stormy Daniels, this, everything else, a lot of people thought that Trump did all these things. And now what they're finding, these are people that don't follow the news, people that didn't like Trump. Now they're finding that everything Trump said they were doing to him that they thought was a crazy conspiracy theory is true. It's all true. It's absolutely amazing. All right, we're going to take our last break of the hour. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Our number, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
This is Lori Kane. When people go to the dentist, they think of the pain, but the biggest pain is the cost. Not with Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. The dental work is painless, and the prices are painless too. Call today, 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. BrightonDentalCare.com.
If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. Tom Laporta will give you a free evaluation. Laporta Contracting was voted one of the best general contractor and best roofers in South Florida. He's honest, knowledgeable, and reliable, and will never sell you a roof you don't need. If you have an insurance claim, call your insurance company immediately. Then call Tom Laporta. New laws are in effect that allow Tom to negotiate directly with your insurance company on the cost of all repairs, so you don't necessarily need to employ a public adjuster or a lawyer. Tom can handle any type of roofing job too. Residential roofing and repair, commercial roofs, schools, municipal buildings, office buildings, emergency.
Well, thank you, Tim.
Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com.
Chowderheads in Jupiter yet? If you're looking for the best seafood in town, you have to try Chowderheads. You'll love their authentic New England seafood, brought in fresh from Boston. Their award-winning lobster rolls, clam chowder, and fried oysters are absolutely delicious. Come taste it for yourself. You will want to keep
How do you get rid of Trump derangement syndrome? No disease is ever cured. What disease has been totally cured and wiped out in the world? There's always going to be Trump derangement syndrome. But we can inoculate some people. Yes, welcome back. And I was talking in the first hour, I had a little bit of a family emergency that is ongoing, by the way. And I've been up since about 1 or 1:15 in the morning. I can't remember if it was 1 or I think I got woken up at 1 and I got out of bed at 1:15. It was that little bit of time's a little sketch because I was just waking up. And I didn't go to sleep till 10 o'clock last night. So I got about 3 hours sleep. And here I am 2 hours into the broadcast, and I think the show's going pretty good. Do I sound okay? Do I sound energized? Because that 3 hours of sleep I got, well, it was well-rested sleep because I'm sleeping on the MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology, which is buy one, get one free with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. That's right. It keeps your head, your face from getting hot at night. You'll never flip your pillow over again because it's hot for that cool side. It's always the perfect temperature. I'm sleeping on my 100% Giza cotton dream sheets, which perfectly regulate your body temperature and are so cool, so comfortable, so perfect. Those are just $29. Let me check the price on the sheets because there's a big special going on in the MyPillow Giza cotton dream sheets. I want to make sure I get the price right. I think I got it right. It's live if you haven't noticed because they just updated the sheet special. Yeah, the Giza dream sheets, $29.98 with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. And of course, those sheets are on top of my 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper 2.0 with cooling technology, which turns your entire bed into a MyPillow cloud. And the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper 2.0 with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, is 40% off and free shipping. These all make great Father's Day gifts. Your dad will love them all. And I know I love mine, right? My MyPillow sheets, my MyPillow mattress topper, my MyPillow 2.0. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, couple other things I want to mention that are important. The fake news media are reporting that they're shocked that border crossings are down since Title 42 expired. That is a lie. That is a lie. They are not down. Why would they be down? Right? Why would they be down? It makes no sense, right? Do you know why the numbers are down? They're not counting everyone. That's right. They're not counting everyone. That's why the official tally at the southern border is lower. They're trying to diffuse the outrage. So what the Biden regime's fix for the southern border is to cook the books, cook the numbers. That's what they did in Parkland with the crime stats. Oh, if we don't arrest anyone, we have a 0 crime rate. And then someone goes and murders children and teachers at the school, and people are shocked. We have no crime in Parkland. How could this happen? Well, because they're cooking the books. That's what Democrats do. So no, the numbers are way up. And by the way, what is this giving them court dates? Why don't you just send them back? So that's one thing. And that's, you know, I'm watching the media and it just ticks me off. Ticks me off. I was watching CNN last night because I wanted to hear I can't watch Fox. I wanted to hear the reaction to the Durham Report, which they had a vague mention. Oh, Durham Report came out. Okay, doesn't look good for the FBI. All right, moving on. That's basically it. But they keep telling us the numbers are down. Surprisingly, the border crossings are down, says they. Liars, liars, liars. You know what? It's like I remember when Michael Moore did his documentary on how great the healthcare system was in Cuba, and he had all these statistics. Oh, in Cuba, they have the #1 in healthcare in the hemisphere, the highest level of education, the highest literacy rates. And where does he get those numbers, those stats? From Castro. He goes to Fidel Castro. Castro gives him stats, and he shares them like they're the gospel. Who believes statistics given to you by Fidel Castro, right? People that want to promote communism with a lot of wishful thinking. Well, that's what's going on in the media with the southern border. They're just not counting everyone down there. These people are sick. They're sick, 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 just like that lunatic lady that called in today with her filthy mouth and unairable words. Now, another thing, this is a big problem we have in this country. It's one I've referenced, but it's gotten worse. Now, I read a story today. China, because China's a dictatorship, they're commanding their people to have kids. Remember they used to have the one-child rule? Now they want their kids to have big families like Mormons, right? And it's part of the attack on this country. Listen to this. 35 states in the United States, we're talking about the United States now, 35 states have fewer children than 5 years ago due to declining birth rates nationwide. And families moving to different areas to escape skyrocketing housing prices. California, Illinois, and New Mexico recorded the biggest declines, with their child population dropping by 6 points. Teachers are facing the axe. There's too many seats in the classrooms and all this stuff. And they're trying to blame migration from different states. No. No. People of childbearing years are gay, misgendered, doing something else. They're not having babies. And all this transgender stuff that's going on, I've been telling you, has been pushed by China through TikTok. TikTok is China's spyware. And if you go on TikTok, I do not have TikTok on my phone, and you should not either. Okay? If you have TikTok on your phone, China's got all your personal data and everyone you communicate with. Okay? But yeah, it's true. On TikTok, there's kids that have millions of followers on TikTok. What China is inflating the transgendered people on TikTok to make it seem more common than it is, okay? And all that generation of kids care about is how many followers they have on whatever platform they use on social media, right? And there's a story today that kids would rather give up the right to vote than give up TikTok. You see this story? It's floating around. So China has been promoting this transgender, multi-gender, and stuff that results in babies not being made through TikTok. And we're having a decline in our birth rate. A big decline in our birth rate. And it's going to be, over the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to see it big time because we've got this whole generation that are not engaging in reproductive sex. While China is ordering their people to have Mormon-sized families. We're in more trouble in this country than we've been in since, well, I don't know. There's been a couple crises in this country where the country almost collapsed. The War of 1812 and the Civil War. And we're in a similar situation now in a different way because what we're facing is the collapse of our civilization is on the verge of collapse right now. It's pretty serious stuff. All right. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Max from San Diego.
Yes, San Diego. What's on your mind? You called me. You have something on your mind? I know it's early in San Diego.
Oh, yes, sorry. It disconnected. So, I want to talk about this trial of Rudy Giuliani. Is this credible?
Is what credible about Rudy Giuliani?
He, he's selling bribes or pardons with Donald Trump?
No. Who did he sexually assault, Rudy Giuliani?
I think secretary. I think.
You think? Okay, let me. Please don't be insulted by this. Are you a man or a woman?
I'm a man.
Okay. This woman that had sex with Mayor Giuliani is suing him for $10 million for sexual harassment. She says that he made her perform oral sex on him while he was on the phone with President Trump, which is total nonsense. I don't believe that story, but let's just, how does a man, if a man, that's a rape, right? If he did what she's accusing, she was raped. She says he forced her to perform oral sex on him while he was on the phone to President Trump, right? That's a rape. Correct? Okay, so if she was being forced to do this, what could she have done to stop the rape?
Well, here's the thing.
No, not the thing. I know you're getting confused. The call's not going the way you thought. She says that he forced her to perform oral sex on him while he was on the phone. What could she have done? What could she have done to stop it while he was on the phone with the president? Think now.
I don't know.
Bit it! Used her teeth, bit it off while he was on the phone. How do you make someone perform oral sex on you? Yeah, makes you, even you're stunned inside. You don't know. Yeah, that's why you're a Democrat in California. Oh, my goodness. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll be right back.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robe Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created. Here's the oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope your day's off to an awesome start. We're going to see a daytime high today in the upper 80s, partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. So yesterday was a little bit cloudy. Today we'll see more sunshine around, and it will be dry. I'm WPBF 25 First Warning Meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best at the best patio store in Palm Beach County. PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Also on the turnpike north and southbound, we're getting slow past the road. On the southbound side by 95 and Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano, a multi-vehicle crash is blocking lane.
Oh, my goodness. What do you guys think about? I'm reading through these allegations of against Giuliani. I mean, I'll read through them when we get back.
Traffic is service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Check out the inaugural Moneymaker Tour and the Poker Room at PBKC now through May 24th, featuring over $1 million in guarantees.
I'll be right back, guys. I got to turn the air down. It's really hot in here. I'll be right back.
Chris Moneymaker. The $500,000 guarantee main event is set for this weekend, and this Saturday, watch, wager, and win on the exciting Preakness Stakes at PBKC. Go to pbkennelclub.com for more information. Here's our True Oldies ABC News update.
ABC News now. I'm Inez de la Quatero. President Biden sits down with top congressional leadership on the debt ceiling Tuesday, but neither side is budging, and House Speaker
Oh my goodness, these liberals are real sad people, aren't they?
With fewer than 3 weeks till a possible government debt default, does House Speaker Kevin McCarthy think they can make a deal this week? Not based upon what they're offering right now, no. House Republicans already voted to raise the debt ceiling, but with major budget cuts, Democrats say they cannot support and never required when Republicans held the majority and the White House. Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
Police in Farmington, New Mexico say the 18-year-old wounded several before police shot him dead. Two rival motorcycle clubs got into a gunfight in Augusta, Georgia. 2 people killed, 4 wounded. Authorities say more than 150 shots were fired. This is ABC News.
Leroy, 71's backed up. What's your 20? Over. Olivia needs more drivers for her trucking company to go the extra mile. 3 more stops to make. She wants to hitch a team to drive business forward. Lots of double nickels on the 169. You know what I'm over? This driver shortage. Indeed can help her hire great people fast. I need Indeed. Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I almost forgot to put the mic back on. There we go. Okay. These liberal Democrat callers are pathetic, aren't they? My goodness. I'm reading through the allegations against Giuliani by this girl.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. Steve is joining us. Hey, Steve. Great calls today.
Well, everything's hitting the proverbial fan. I feel at a disadvantage because I want to refer to some people who are from Fox. Can we do a special dispensation for me to let me be like the Fox correspondent? Can include the material that's going on?
I don't know, whatever. I'm sure if it's the news.
Mark Levin.
I have no idea. I don't know. On the weekends, I have no idea. I have no idea.
He always has his hair cut in a weird mohawk, or I don't know what it is, but he's a weird-looking guy, and he's on right before Mark Levin.
I have no idea.
I wish I had it. Somebody will call in with the name. But I found this out watching him. The reason the numbers are down so much is because Texas has thrown its entire National Guard and state protective agencies into the fight, and they are basically blocking the middle of this border zone with an armed force. So it's in essence.
Trey Gowdy. Somebody told me. Yeah.
Trey Gowdy. I can remember that Kurt Gowdy from the Yankees back in the 50s.
I don't believe that. What Trey Gowdy said. Huh?
Pictures of from the news.
Oh yeah. I know, but that's only part of the border. No. Because I've seen a lot of other people talk about it and say they're just not counting the illegals coming across. They're coming across all over the place. They're not counting them. I don't trust Trey Gowdy. I don't believe Trey Gowdy on that. No. Not just because he's from Fox. I've heard other people say that are following the story that they're just not counting the people that are crossing. It could be a mix.
But whatever it is, that's part of the dynamic that's going on here.
Yeah.
And
you don't want a convention of the
shows,
states.
I don't want to beat a dead horse, but once again shows the problems if you cut off a major source of news from one of the news services. There are things you miss.
I haven't watched Fox in 3 weeks, and I'm better for it. I think I'm more informed. My mind is not washed.
When knowing less is better than knowing more.
I think I know more. I think I'm learning more from not watching those Trump haters over on. President Trump said it's the DeSanctimonious channel.
Well, I don't know that I believe that.
You know what I had a heart? Well, President Trump said that.
Well, I don't know that he said it, but if he said it, it doesn't mean that he might not be mistaken.
You know what? Yesterday I tried to find that Ron DeSantis speech that you were talking about in Iowa. It's very difficult to find that entire speech. I can find clips of it, but finding the entire speech unedited was a very difficult thing to do. In fact, I never found it on the internet. They've suppressed it.
Yeah, well, either that or it's just not very memorable.
Well, it's so bad. I think it's so bad. You know, last week, CNN took their town hall meeting with Trump off their website. You could not find the complete town hall, only clips. And they did the same. They did the same thing with DeSantis in Iowa. You want to take some calls? The phones have been very good. Great calls today.
Sure.
All right, let's take a call or two. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right. Well, we'll have to move on. Yeah. Oh, I was just about to let you. Yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hey. Good morning, Steve, Ivy, and Broward. I want you Democrats to really, really seriously think about what your party has put you through. Hillary Clinton hiring a company who then hires a spy, who then supposedly goes to Russia, who supposedly brings a piece of paper back to Britain, who then McCain sends one of his guys to go pick up the piece of paper, brings the piece of paper to him that he gives now to the FBI, goes to see it, then he goes to CNN, and then I want you guys to think about this, you Democrats. This is what your party did to you. How many friends have you had arguments with? How many times you had arguments with your family? How many conversations did you have in the barbershop, in the hair salon, at the dog park? Are you still there?
Yeah. So what you're saying is they made them out to be liars. They made them lie for years.
Because they're always into their feelings.
They made the opposition look stupid. Liberals and Democrats look stupid.
I want the Democrats to go back in their mind's eye and see what destruction they've caused and what harm they've caused you, and the separation between your families and your friends, the job you maybe have lost, the uncomfortable feeling that you had in the office walking down the hallway because someone was a Trump guy. I want you guys to go back to know that it was all a lie. Every day, and the arguments and the feeling and frustration you had against the other person should have never been there in the first place.
Yep.
Think about what they put you through on one lie, just one lie. And how many years have they shown you on CNN?
Listen, what's your name, caller?
IB and Broward.
IB. Well, listen, IB, Democrats are low-life, scummy people. They used to lynch black people. They used to enslave black people. They put Americans of Japanese descent in concentration camps. The Democrats did the Tuskegee experiment. The Democrats are terrible people. Terrible people.
The worst part of it, Cole, you're right on the money with all this stuff, but the worst part of it is everything that was wrong with the FBI back in Hillary's, the Hillary period,
Brennan and Clapper, those are the scumbags. Exactly. The top of the line of the FBI is scumbags.
Sir, I'm on your side. Let me finish my sentence. All I'm saying to you is that the FBI has not changed an iota. The same people are running the same. You agree with that?
Of course.
Okay.
So Cody, Clapper, and Brennan. They're still there, except they're supposedly retired.
Exactly.
We gotta just flush the hole. We gotta flush.
But you know what? It's oh really? And Peter Strzok.
It's the president. That's what. Gonna win the next election.
And the FBI.
That's the start.
Well, the thing with what's going on, it's not just the leadership; it's the whole Washington bureau. It's a political weapon. The whole Washington bureau. It's not just the leadership, because Strzok is pretty down low on the totem pole, and he was orchestrating most everything. So I wouldn't just say the leadership. All right, let's take another call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Morning, Brandon. Is that me?
Sounds like you.
Hi, Brandon. This is Graham calling from Fort Lauderdale. So I just wanted to weigh in on this report coming in. This is so bad, as an immigrant coming here, as I said the other day, I came here for law and order, but this report is what almost tore this country apart. The Russia collusion hoax.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't be president because the left labeled him as a traitor. And this was all facilitated by our actual government. And as Steve just said now, this hasn't changed because they're up to now still doing the exact same thing. They are pulling out the stops.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
But what's happened? But you know what though? What's happened though is the spotlight has been put on them, and if you look, they've taken 3 big hits that the general public were not aware of in the last week, right? And I'm going to go through them in reverse. The Durham Report, which totally exonerated Trump in the Russia hoax, right? That's one. The one before that was the town hall on CNN where Trump just filleted them. And then around the same time as the town hall, Brennan had to come forward and say that the laptop was real and we just signed off on that letter because we hated Trump, saying it was Russian disinformation. They're cockroaches, and you know what happens when you turn a light on cockroaches? They run for the crevices. So they've been exposed right now, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, but for me, that's not enough because they are still doing the exact same thing. They raided Mar-a-Lago for the documents. They didn't do that for Joe Biden. Very political, and that's the FBI.
Yes.
The other thing I wanted to say is,
I want to comment on what you said because people should pay attention to. Between now and Election Day, this is just a precursor to all of the crap that they're going to put Trump through between now and Election Day. And it's not going to stop.
I believe that.
Absolutely. There's no question in my mind, I can tell you that.
That's what they don't understand. That's what's making people like me support Donald Trump even more. People are waking up. I see across all social media, TikTok, everywhere, how people, not typical conservatives, I'm talking about minorities and women, are waking up to the idea of what our government is doing. And this is third world, this is communist type of thinking, and it's all the Democratic Party that had nothing for power.
Well, listen, thank you. Hey, listen, we got to run for the break. We're already late, but thanks for the call. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, and it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, what do you have for us today?
Hey, good morning, Brian. Good morning, Steve. How you guys doing?
Good morning.
Well, over the years, I've had stories like this where really the moral of the story is the time to get your planning done is now, and the time to get your planning updated is now. I had an unfortunate call yesterday. I got a call. There was a gentleman who was driving his vehicle down here in South Florida, apparently had some kind of health issue, may have been a heart attack while driving, ended up getting into an accident. By the time rescue came, it was too late. He's at least what it appears is there's no brain activity, and the man was only in his early 50s, and I had to have a call with his family, and they said they had actually talked with him just this past week about getting his estate planning done, getting a power of attorney, getting a will, and he was going to get around to it, but unfortunately didn't, and now it's leaving a mess behind. They were asking if they could do a power of attorney, but of course that can't be done. So we're going to have them talk to a guardianship attorney and see if they can help with that. But it's just, we see it over and over and over again where people wait and we think we're invincible, we think nothing's going to happen, and of course we pray that that is the case, but unfortunately stuff does happen and we need to be prepared. So that's today, we need to be prepared.
You know, it used to be, you just used to think that young people thought they were invincible and nothing would ever happen. But talking to you, it seems it happens with people of all ages, have this invincibility thing, and they ignore it, and then they leave their family really in a jam, don't they, when they don't take care of these things. And I know guys don't want to leave their families jammed up like that. It's always a free consultation with the Siegel Law Group. If you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the show, you can find them online at siegellawgroup.com or call toll-free 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk later in the week. Okay, back after this.
The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. This is the Steve Kane Show. Yes?
And I was listening to the spot with our very fine attorney, Barry Siegel. My daughter got in an accident this weekend.
Oh.
Somebody went through a red light.
Oh, my goodness.
Hit her. Fortunately, it was a fender bender.
Were the kids in the car?
It would have been worse. Yes, as a matter of fact. But it was the car that hit her it was a, what do they call it? The Musk car?
Oh, a Tesla.
A Tesla, the ones that have the automatic brakes, you know.
Oh, then that accident could not have happened.
It didn't work.
No.
Yeah. So as a result, we're looking for a good body shop.
Okay. Okay. You're not the only one. Everybody I know needs a body shop, including me, by the way. You know, my wife's, some very overweight young person decided to take a Instagram selfie on the hood of my wife's Mini Cooper, and there's a big dent that's in the shape of a big old butt right in the middle of the hood, and the dent cannot be removed. It needs a new hood. Can you believe this? Now, I got an announcement to make before we get back to the issues. Callers on hold, stand by. You know, we've been talking about this great trip on the Rocky Mountaineer train across beautiful Canada through the beautiful Canadian Rockies in August. There's only a handful of availability left on the Rocky Mountaineer. The Rocky Mountaineer is almost sold out. There's only a handful of spots left. So if you're interested in this train, go to this train trip, go to briantrain.com and request a brochure. And you know that that dome up top, Steve, every seat is unobstructed view, unobstructed, every seat. And when you go to briantrain.com, there's two things you want to do. One, request a brochure. It gives you all the details, every detail about the trip, including prices. But also they put a video up that I watched this morning, and it is a beautiful video where you get to see the trip through the beautiful Canadian Rockies. It will blow your mind. That glass dome is amazing. So go to briantrain.com. There's only a handful of spots left, and spend a great time with a great trip with great people from this listening audience. briantrain.com and request a brochure. All right, let's take a call or two, and then we'll get back to all the excitement with the Durham Report. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jim from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Jim.
Yes, sir. Hey, this Kate. Hello, how you doing, sir? This is Caitlin Collins, I believe.
CNN, yeah.
Remember what she said, that are you going to, she said to President Trump, are you going to accept the election? They're already gearing up for a bunch of garbage.
Well, they listen, did you see Caitlin Collins came back and they gave her the 9 o'clock primetime show on CNN. I mean, you know, Steve, when you have an epic fail, you get a promotion. Right after the town hall, they announced it, and she's back on this week. They gave her the 9 o'clock primetime slot on CNN after the epic fail. You'd think they would withdraw the offer. Well, what they said was is Trump was lying too fast for her to fact check. Not that I know of. He's not rescheduled Iowa yet. That's long off, so he's got plenty of time. Yeah, he's got plenty of time. Now, I'll tell you, though, see, that caller we had before the break, the guy, the immigrant, see, no one is going to go to jail from the Durham Report, okay? I know a lot of people should go to jail. Peter Strzok should go to jail. Comey, Obama, Biden, they should all go to jail. But we live in the real world, not the world of should, okay? And if we sit around telling each other what should happen, we'll miss the big picture here. And I've got news for you. Since they started this brag business in New York, because if Biden were doing a good job as president, none of this would matter, right? But food is just outrageously priced. Gas prices are through the roof. The interest rates are through the roof. Rents are through the roof. People are suffering. And crime, crime, everything's. But if everything was going well, people wouldn't pay attention, but they are paying attention. And they're seeing all these stories from Bragg to the Durham Report and everything in between. And CNN having Trump on their air with a liberal audience. People are realizing that everything Trump said they were doing to him is true. Now, I know most of you that listen to this program already knew that, but most people don't follow the news and politics like you do. So millions of Americans have realized that everything Trump said was true. And they thought he was nuts all these years. Plus, they want some relief from the suffering that they're being put through by Joe Biden, who doesn't care. So this is great. This is all great stuff. And this Durham Report is amazing. It's amazing. And it doesn't only clear President Trump, it indicts a whole bunch of other people. And that's a good thing. And the media are going to drop it quick, because for the media to cover it, they will have to admit that they were lying for years. And they're not going to admit that they were lying or they're bad journalists and just report what they're told to report from the deep state. They're not going to do any of that. So the media are going to try to get this story to disappear as fast as they can. But those New York Times reporters that were given Pulitzer Prizes for their reporting on Russia, those things should be taken, they should be stripped of their prizes. But it's not going to happen. So you can't sit around and say, no one's going to go to jail, so it doesn't matter, or this or that. Millions of people are being red-pilled right now and are realizing what's going on. And they want Trump back. Like, Trump is more popular today than he's ever been. Because people that didn't like him before, they like him now. They saw how good things were doing. President Trump raised the standard for the expectation of the American people from their elected officials. And what we're dealing with, as bad as it is with Biden, this is how it was with all presidents before Trump. Things sucked with all of them, pretty much. You'd have a good time here or there, but they're all incompetent, corrupt creeps that are all bribed and on the take, like Biden. Biden may do it a little bigger and more publicly than most of them, but they're all corrupt. And people saw how good life was under Trump, and they want that good life back. All right, now listen, we're going to take our bottom of the hour break. We've been behind on our breaks because we've had such great quality callers today. We've taken every break late, but we're going to take this one on time, get back on schedule for the final stretch. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane is here. I'm Brian Craig. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this break.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best of the best patio store in Palm Beach County. PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, Traffic Check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Traffic is service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Check out the inaugural Moneymaker Tour and the Poker Room at PBKC now through May 24th, featuring over $1 million in guarantees, trophy events, and poker legend Chris Moneymaker. The $500,000 guarantee main event is set for this weekend, and this Saturday, watch, wager, and win.
Oh my goodness.
Preakness Stakes at PBKC. Go to pbkennelclub.com for more information.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South
Oh my goodness.
Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious. Crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade. Nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Are you tired of struggling to obtain the body you want? No matter how much you diet and exercise, nothing seems to work. But there is an easy solution to your problem. This is Brian Craig, and I want to introduce you to Elegant Youth, located right next door to any lab test now of Boca, and the revolutionary fat contouring method, Cool Sculpting Elite. Cool Sculpting Elite is non-invasive, FDA approved, and is perfect for those who want to shape and contour their body without resorting to surgery or liposuction. With Cool Sculpting Elite, you can eliminate stored fat and tone your muscles. This treatment is FDA cleared for 9 areas of the body. You're just a phone call away from having the body you always dreamed of. Call 561-717-8081. 561-717-8081. Online, elegantyouthoboca.com. Say goodbye to that stubborn fat and hello to the body you always wanted. 561-717-8081. Experience awe-inspiring landscapes and traverse the great Canadian Rocky Mountains on the Rocky Mountaineer Train with bi-level coaches, August 15th through the 20th. The only passenger rail service that runs on the historic rail route connecting Canada from east to west. Are you ready to embark on this unforgettable journey? Head to BrianTrain.com and request a brochure. Book your spot now and make memories that will last a lifetime. That's BrianTrain.com and request your brochure. If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. Tom Laporta will give you a free evaluation. Laporta Contracting was voted one of the best general contractor and best roofers in South Florida. He's honest,
I'm just resting a little bit. 3 hours sleep and all. Got a half hour to go, so.
Call your insurance company immediately. Then call Tom Laporta. New laws are in effect that allow Tom to negotiate directly with your insurance company on the cost of all repairs, so you don't necessarily need to employ a public adjuster or a lawyer. Tom can handle any type of roofing job too. Residential roofing and repair, commercial roofs, schools, municipal buildings, office buildings, emergency repairs. If it's roofing, Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now. 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Online, LaportaContracting.com. Brian Craig here with a question for seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a healthcare advocate at the touch of a button? Would that make life easier for you? You can with I Will.
How do you know you're number 400? How do you know what number you are? I know people say that all the time. I don't know. I don't know how you guys can keep track.
They'll help you find a doctor, including a specialist. If you've been billed improperly by a doctor's office or a hospital, they can help you with that too. They'll even be your advocate when you're in the hospital to make sure you get the care you need and the care you deserve. And that's just the beginning of what they do. I Will Advocates takes care of all Steve Kane's healthcare issues too, and they can do the same for you. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Call Debbie at I Will Advocates right now.
Oh, the likes button.
275-2326. 1-877-275-2326. 1-877-275-2326.
Drag shows are adult entertainment. Would it be appropriate to bring the Hooters girls to elementary school in uniform? All right, we're back. Callers on hold, stand by. Before we get back to the phones, I got to tell everyone about patrioticprinceusa.com. That's Prince with an S. patrioticprinceusa.com. And, you know, see, this incredible print of President Trump, this is like the best Father's Day gift that any MAGA dad could ever want. It's absolutely beautiful. I have one hanging on my wall at home, and I have one here in the studio. They come in 3 different sizes. I have the largest size, which is 16 by 20. It also comes in a 13 by 19 and an 11 by 14. And a portion of each print sold, by the way, goes directly to President Trump's 2024 re-election campaign. So you're not just supporting our radio station, you're supporting the greatest president ever. But I cannot think of a single dad that wouldn't love this for his office, for the house, for his man cave, for his home office, than this Trump print. And Patriotic Prince, that's Prince with an S, USA.com, they commissioned an artist, Michael Israel, and he painted this beautiful painting, and they're going to produce a limited number of prints that they're offering to you. It's Patriotic Prince USA, that's Prince with an S, patrioticprinceusa.com. Order yours. Father's Day is just a month away. It's less than a month away now. Okay, so go ahead and order yours. All right, our number 1-888. Yep. Yep. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, patrioticprinceusa.com. You can see the beautiful print right there. And I'm showing everybody on YouTube that's watching on YouTube. It's a beautiful print. And you guys will love it, and Dad will on his day. By the way, Father's Day, you don't want to forget Grandpa and your son if he has kids. All right, our number 1-888-GO-CANE1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Joellen from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Joellen.
Hey there. So I just read on my phone. I pulled up about the John Durham report, and I have to say I was really disappointed. Maybe I didn't read it all or hear it all, but nothing's going to happen to these people.
Now here we go. Here we go.
I know that. But you know what? It's like the people that commit crime in New York. Nothing happened.
Well, first off, you're wrong. You're wrong, Joellen. You're wrong, and you're thinking like a loser again. Listen, Joellen, something is going to happen. See, President Trump, in his campaign platform for his re-election, he would have talked about this in Iowa if the tornadoes hadn't stopped the rally, but he's talked about, part of his platform is firing all of these people in the intelligence community and the deep state and the FBI that are involved in all of this stuff, okay? And there will be punishments for them then. And what the Durham Report is, and these committees, they're calling Durham to testify to Congress, there's these great committees and whistleblowers. All of these things are going to be what Trump uses as proof that he is justified in taking these actions when he cleans house with this corrupt deep state bureaucracy in his second term.
Talking point for the election.
It's true.
Okay. Like I said, I didn't hear the whole thing, and I wasn't able to see the whole thing. So, okay, I understand now. All right, I get it.
Yeah.
The only solution to the problem is to change presidents.
Well, not just to any president, to one in particular. Donald Trump's the only one who could take this on.
So that's saying.
Do you think Ron DeSantis could come in and clean house, Joe Ellen, with the deep state like Trump could?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I thought I heard DeSantis say something about the weather was fine in Iowa when he was there, and I just wonder if that was just a dig or what.
Yes. Yeah, and what is this business where they can't mention Trump's name like he's Voldemort from Harry Potter? Right? Butch up, DeSantis. DeSantis won't say his name. He talks about Trump without saying his name.
Democrats. They're just like the Democrats. I can't even say the Trump's name. It's a shame. Exactly.
Shit. tells believe me, it tells a story that they're afraid to say is.
But let me tell you, I hope there is a debate, okay, between Trump and DeSantis. I do. First off, it's going to be shocking to America when they walk out on stage and they see how short Ron DeSantis is. Okay, that's going to freak people out. Because when I was at, I had been with the governor a couple times over at Wings Plus, but the last times I was there, he was standing on the stage. Okay? And this last time, when I was inside Wings Plus, I was inside where all the private fundraiser was. This Wings Plus, Sample Road, Coral Springs. And when DeSantis came in, he started speaking. He had a microphone. Brian Walsh gave him a microphone. I could hear him speaking. Everyone stood up. And I'm looking. I can't find the governor. I'm not kidding. I was looking too high. He's about my height. I'm not that tall. I'm only 5'7". He's about my size. He's a little taller than me because he wears cowboy boots with heels. And when he comes out on stage and people see how short he is, he's gonna look like Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones next to Trump. I'm not kidding.
It's insulting. Hold on one second. That's insulting.
It's true.
You think if the two appear in a debate or a format together, you think the thing that's going to bring Trump home is his height?
Oh, no. That's just the introduction. So when DeSantis walks out on stage and people see how short he is compared to President Trump, they'll probably try to do the first debate with them sitting down so they're not standing. But they'll try to pull some, but at some point they'll be standing. That'll shock the daylights out of people. And then the debate, when he gets filleted by Trump, that'll go too. But that initial shock, he's going to look like a jockey next to Trump. I'm serious. No, it's Steve. It's a big deal because people they're going to be shocked. I was shocked.
I think it'll be interesting. Definitely, people are going to notice that. Of course, it'll be a problem.
He's going to be like a little person. They're going to think, "What is that? Is that one of Trump's grandchildren or something? What's going on?"
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
I'm not.
Two of these guys get together. The least of what DeSantis has to worry about is his height.
Oh, Steve. It's gonna. Let me tell you. When they walk out on, they're going to try to make it so the camera opens up and they're already sitting down. But if they walk out on stage together and people see it, America is going to be like, holy cow. People in this audience will say, oh, Brian was right. But people around America will be like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize he was a little person. And then when the debate happens and he gets filleted by President Trump because he's not ready for prime time, it's just going to be a disaster. It's going to be the most disastrous debate since the Nixon-Kennedy debate.
Well, now you've already warned up the DeSantis people, Brian, so they'll probably make them sit down.
It's
not going to help because there's nothing, that they can do about DeSantis' height. So I guess.
Well, he could stand on a box.
Yeah, didn't somebody else stand on a box? I don't know.
Kamala. Kamala's 5'1". She stands on boxes. But a woman can get away with that and a Democrat. When you're a Republican, see, I've talked to people about this. Since the age of television, there's not been a president under 5'11", 6 foot. Because when they go, that's one of the problems Dukakis had. One of the problems was his size. All right, I know it sounds petty, but it's not. In fact, in the first debate with Trump, when he debated all those Republicans, okay, and they took a photo after. Someone took a photo behind the photographer, Jeb. It was Trump and Jeb and Scott Walker and Ted Cruz. There was all of them. They had like 12 of them, right? Jeb stood on his tippy toes. And he's tall. Jeb is very tall. Okay, Jeb Bush is very, very tall. But he stood on his tippy toes so that he could look taller than the rest in the photo. That's what a big deal it is.
Yeah.
I know it sounds petty, but it's true.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, okay. All right, Joellen, take care. You guys got to think like like winners, not like losers. Now, I want to tell everyone about the Sloman's free home security system and free doorbell camera offer with professional installation. This offer is back. I have this doorbell camera. It will change your life. It will make you safer, and you will love it. Now, you've got to be one of the first 40 listeners to call 1-833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050, and you'll get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with the installation of your Sloman's Shield. You'll be able to see your home right from the palm of your hand, no matter where you are. And I'm always looking at the front door of my house while I'm here on the air. But that's not all. Sloman's, they're also going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. You're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 listeners to call 833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman's Shield. This is a limited time offer. Again, that's 833-283-5050, 833-283-5050. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how are the metals looking?
Good morning. How are you doing?
Oh, I can tell by the smile in your voice the metals are doing very well.
Oh, yes, indeed. The gold was up $5.70 yesterday, closing at $2,016.20. Again, multiple tests of the $2,000 support level. We even saw it again this morning when gold got down to $2,001 and then recovered very quickly also. Yesterday we saw silver close up 14 cents at $24.08 the ounce. Platinum gained $14 at $1,062. And palladium was up $20 at $1,498. Right now we've got gold up just down $2.70 at $2,013.50 the ounce. As I said, we got down to $2,001 earlier this morning, and now traded in a range of $2,001 to $2,019. Right now silver down 7 cents at $24 an ounce. Platinum up $8 at $1,070, and palladium down $8 at $1,490. So the buy range still seems to be that $2,000 to $2,020 price range for gold, and anything in that range seems to be a.
Now, let me ask you. For people that have somewhat limited funds, are they better off by right now? Would you recommend they buy silver or fractional gold?
It's down to $24, and it was up over $26, so it has pulled back nicely, giving us a buying opportunity.
Oh, great. All right, price is good, and it looks pretty too. And I like the sound it makes when you put the coins together too. That's really awesome. Now, William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. His number 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com, or stop by at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. All right, William Youngerman, we'll touch base tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, back after this.
Justice Warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the...
All right, we are back. Final segment, our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. I've done pretty good for 3 hours sleep, Steve. I might collapse after the show, but I got, we only got 13 minutes left. But what I was talking about with Joel and Steve, getting beyond the pettiness and the visual with DeSantis and everything. If you think about it, when is the last time the Democrats, even in their own media, right, like CNN, MSNBC, have had a good news cycle? Everything has been, the trend in every story has been in favor of Trump for months. And it's getting it's getting worse. It's getting worse. And I don't know why it's all happening at once, right? Brennan admitted that they coerced those 51 guys just to sign off on the laptop Russia thing. Durham, CNN, they've been exposed on everything. And I don't know why it's happened. But I'll tell you, this case in New York is one that we got to be careful of because the Democrats see an opportunity in this subway incident in New York because they got a white guy and a black guy, and the black guy's dead. You okay, Steve? Okay, that's okay. They're trying to make a racial issue out of it, and they have an opportunity to possibly have success into that. But I wanted to play a couple sound bites before we end the show, and one of them, I was watching CNN quite a bit yesterday, and it was a lot of fun to watch. When I heard about the Durham Report, I wanted to see the CNN reaction, and their body language and faces was about the same as when they went to that Anderson Cooper, Jake Tapper panel after the town hall with Trump last week. It wasn't happy, but they didn't say much about it. But what they said, the little they said a lot. So this is Jake Tapper. The Durham Report clears Trump, and this is CNN's reporting.
Regardless, the report is now here. It has dropped, and it might not have produced everything of what some Republicans hoped for. It is, regardless, devastating to the FBI, and to a degree, it does exonerate Donald Trump.
To a degree, it completely exonerates him. What do they mean to it? If by a degree you mean to the nth degree, to the 100% degree, I don't know what degree, it 100% totally clears Trump. And when they say it doesn't include everything we had hoped for, I'm not exactly sure what they mean by that. Maybe arrest, maybe. I'll agree with them on that. But, that criticism of the FBI by Jake Tapper, that's not an easy thing for him to read on the teleprompter. So at least they reported it. But I wanted to play this other clip from the Coven of the View. They're talking about the subway killing. But before we do that, I want to tell you guys about our dentist, Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care, who's been the dentist of the Steve Kane Show for many, many years. And Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental, he's a listener to the Steve Kane Show and has been for decades. So when you go and see Dr. Gupta, you're going to find that he's like a member of the family because if he may know some of you from your calls, it's not unusual. Yeah, so when you go see Dr. Gupta, you're going to immediately have a bond with him because he's such a fan of the Steve Kane Show. He was a fan of the Steve Kane Show way back before I was even a part of it. So he goes way back. Maybe he was in dental school back then, Steve. I don't know. Or maybe that was so long ago. Dr. Gupta may have been in braces at that point. Who knows? The show's been on a long time. But you're gonna have an immediate connection because of that. His work is tops, and he does incredible, incredible work, and his prices are so good and so fair. He's not one of these guys that overcharges everyone. I remember, Steve, I took my daughter to a dentist once, and he had this aquarium that went through every room and exam room in the office. Same aquarium. The fish had tunnels and everything, and I told my wife, I said, whatever this guy's going to give us, it's way overpriced because we gotta pay for the aquarium and the trips to Egypt. Pictures of him on the wall with the pyramids and everything. I'm like, we got to get out of here. I'm not paying for this guy's aquarium. And by the way, it was a saltwater aquarium, Steve. Oh, my goodness. And his trips to Egypt and all this, and Japan and all this stuff. Dr. Gupta's prices are fair. His work is top-notch, and he's a great guy. You can find him online at brightondentalcare.com. His number, 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. Make sure you tell him you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show. Okay, so this is Sonny Hostin on the Coven of the View, and they're very upset that this guy in the subway case has the ability to hire attorneys. See, she's a lawyer, and apparently she believes that people are not entitled to a defense, and he's raised $2 million. Well, I got news for you. The city of New York has $2 billion to use against him. His $2 million isn't going to match what the city could put up against him. But here's Sonny talking about the subway incident. And this is why I say we got to be careful about this one, because they're going to try to turn all of our good momentum against us with this case.
Yeah, he's in the business of otherizing people.
I forgot. She's talking about Ron DeSantis. He's in the business of otherizing people. Otherizing, it's a new word. They're talking about DeSantis.
Yeah, he's in the business of otherizing people. But I will say, what scares me about Ron DeSantis is that he offers Trumpism without Trump. So those people that are so repelled by Donald Trump, and there are many people, won't be as repelled by him, I think. And those manufactured culture issues seem to be very effective with that base, that particular base, and part of the Republican Party as well, definitely the right-wing part. But I think that he can be effective. And let's remember, he's a lawyer, he's Harvard and Yale trained and educated. He's not a stupid man. So he is really leading.
She's talking about Ron DeSantis here.
They're bad.
Aren't they? Yeah. You know what they're trying to do on The View, and I want to play some more of it because we're going to talk about the case. What they're trying to do on The View is prop up DeSantis over Trump. Things are going so well for Trump that even The View are trying to prop up DeSantis. They want DeSantis to have a foe.
What is the? There were two top liberal female hosts. Randy Rhodes was one of them. Who's the other one?
I don't know. Alive or dead?
Alive. She's got a show now.
Oh, Rachel Maddow.
Rachel Maddow. I watched Rachel Maddow. Don't underestimate these people. Rachel Maddow, I haven't seen her in years. It's interesting, now that I've broken out of my Fox only thing, I'm running into all kinds of different, I'm starting to watch some of the liberal shows, and they're instructive. Rachel Maddow is very good. She is sharp. She is skilled. We should not take for granted.
Really?
And she'll be, you gotta watch her. She has gotten sharp since the last time I saw her, and she's a great propagandist, not to be underestimated. She's not Randy Rhodes. Randy Rhodes is an idiot, you know.
That's true. I'll agree with you on that part. But, Rachel Maddow's got two problems for me, okay? Yeah. She got, okay. This one will sound shallow, Steve. This first one will sound shallow. She's got this mole on her neck that I can't stop looking at. It just drives me nuts. But beyond that, she does something on the air that I believe is deadly for someone that's doing a talk show on television. She thinks she's a college professor who's smarter than her audience, and her show, she's teaching her viewers what they need to know.
So if it's very smug.
Yeah.
It is true. There's no question of that. But she is definitely an excellent propagandist. Very skilled. I was shocked because I remember her as being in the Randy Rhodes category. She is not to be taken lightly.
Yeah, and Randy Rhodes is not the guitarist from Black Sabbath. Randy Rhodes is a forgotten radio personality. But the thing about it, though. Really? I don't. No. Randy Rhodes? No. I've been telling you. There's a world beyond Fox News, Steve. There's a world beyond Fox. Rachel Maddow, okay, she made her whole last 4 years on the Russia hoax. And now that the Durham Report has proven that she is either a liar or just an incompetent, stupid person, I don't think her propaganda is going to work too much from this point. She's lost so much credibility with her own audience over this Russia stuff. In fact, a lot of liberals stopped watching because they felt betrayed, because she kept promising that Trump was going to get arrested, and it never happened. And now he's been cleared by Durham. I don't know. I'll tune in Randy Rhodes this week for as long as I can stomach.
20 minutes.
I'll try. That's a long time. Steve, 15, 20 minutes is like an hour and a half of Rachel Maddow.
I mean, it's interesting to watch her ply her trade, which is...
Yeah, I saw her once with Meghan McCain at the NRA show, And she was so giddy and excited over Meghan McCain. She just had a thing for her. And I remember I was watching, she was wearing man's jeans, Rachel Maddow. Because, you know, man's jeans have a space for the part of the body that Rachel doesn't have. But she was wearing the man's jeans, not women's cut. It was so, she's a strange person. And on the weekends, she goes fly fishing. Like she's a man from the 50s or 60s or something. She's a strange person. Yeah. Well, listen, we're all out of time for today, but we'll be back tomorrow. And I want to remind everyone, if you ever miss a show or a portion of the show, each day, about an hour after we go off the air, the entire show is uploaded to our radio station website, trueoldiesfla.com. Mike, he's our board op. He uploads it every day around 10, and he puts a lot of time in this. I got to tell you what he did to yesterday's show, Steve. It was absolutely amazing. I don't know, and he timestamps everything too. So when you go to trueoldiesfla.com and listen to the Steve Kane Show as a podcast there, if there's a part of the show you're looking for, you can easily find it because Mike timestamps every portion of the show, even individual callers. It's really amazing what he does. So go to True Oldies FLA. And also, if you've called in and you want to hear your call, you can take it off of there. Now, I don't know if you caught the early portion of today's show. The first 90 minutes of today's show, I had some of the best calls I have ever received in my entire broadcasting career from 3 women who revealed things that were just some of the most powerful calls I've ever heard on any radio show, not just this one. So it was in the first 90 minutes of the program, and it started with the call from Rome, Wisconsin, where she broke down in tears. And that was the first of several calls in a row from just amazing women. So go check that out, trueoldiesfla.com. It'll be up there in about an hour. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. God bless America, and God bless Donald Trump. See you tomorrow.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indian Town.
All right, guys, I got to run, but I'll see you soon. Take care. Thanks for watching.